Peace, y'all, and welcome back for Real Notes Season 6. I'm excited to be back with more interviews with rappers, producers, journalists, and other rap adjacent folks about movies, music, and everything else. On top of the pod coming back, I've also got the first Real Talk movie night of 2026 coming up in just under 2 weeks on Saturday, February 21st. Our special guest will be North Carolina rapper and Real Notes alum Lord Jamante Ogban. We'll be watching the T.I. starring classic ATL, followed by an interview and audience Q&A revolving around his latest album, As of Now, which is out now via Lex Records, who also happen to be sponsoring this event, so peace to them. Vinyl of the album will also be available for purchase a few weeks before it hits the streets in early March, so come through if you're trying to get a copy. Meet us at Loudmouth in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn on the 21st. The doors open at 6 and the movie starts at 7. Tickets are $15 and are available at the Posh link in the episode description or my social media profile or at the door. Free popcorns included, other snacks and drinks are also available for purchase. This iteration of Real Talk will operate on a sliding scale admission. I want this event to be accessible to anyone who wants to participate, so if price is an issue for any reason at all, please message me privately and we'll figure out a price point that works best for you. If you can afford a ticket though, honor system's in effect, so please buy a ticket. Shit like this can't happen without money. Hope to see y'all there. Now let's get back to talking. Peace. My name is Dylan CineMasai Green, and welcome to the Real Notes podcast. I speak with rappers, producers, journalists, and other hip-hop adjacent figures about their relationship with movies, and, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest for the Season 6 premiere is DC rapper, producer, and visual artist Obii Say. We spoke about The Platform, Menace II Society, rewatching hood classics once you get older, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, his love-hate relationship with making music over a nearly 20-year career, how living life and working in visual art inspires his raps and beats, forging a relationship with Chuck Strangers and Uncle John, and the creative process behind his latest album, Public Access Television. Come fuck with us. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Real Notes. It's been almost 2 months since I said those words. I've been on break for a while. I missed y'all. I hope y'all missed me too. Thanks to everybody who's been around and just, I don't know. Season 5 was great, and I'm really excited to start Season 6 off on a good note. I've been kind of antsy to get back and record and get back to talking to folks and homies and shit. My name's Dylan Green, CineMasai. Got a lot of names, do a lot of shit. Outside, inside, all sides. If you're around on February 21st, you're probably already going to have heard an ad about this already. Real Talk number 10 with Lord Jamante Ogban. It's happening at Loudmouth on February 21st. We're watching ATL. It's going to be crazy. Lex Records is sponsoring. Good folks, good popcorn, good movie, good time. The link will be wherever you click on a link in a bio and a story. You'll find it. Like you're going to find it in 80 million different spots. But anyway, now that all the business is out the way, here with somebody who, how long we known each other, son? How long's it been?
Man, few years at this point, just running into each other and at
Mm-hmm.
events, especially over at Loudmouth. Or like I said,
Yeah,
especially, man, I don't know, all over, bro. I be seeing you in mad places, bro, elsewhere in the
yeah,
streets. You know what I mean? Like again on Marcus Garvey, bro. You
yeah.
be everywhere. You know what I mean?
We literally ran into each other on the subway like 2 weeks ago, just like on some shit. Didn't even know. You saw me while I was in the middle of just like listening to something, and I was like, oh shit! Like, it just completely caught me off guard, you
You
know?
crazy. I was, bro. It's wild. I was actually thinking about you before I ran into you. I was
All
talking to
right, you
Sam.
mentioned that too.
Yeah, I was talking to Sam, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta talk to Dylan." Like that's all I said to him. I was like, "Yo, once this joint is done, I gotta sit down with my man, just for even for the sake of the conversation." You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Like that was crazy though. 2 weeks, that was crazy.
Right.
I was on my way to the art store, bro.
No shit, damn. And I mean, like, even before that, we've been talking about doing this forever. Every single time we talk, we're just like the pod is gonna go nuts. But this is my man. This is my man from DC. Obii Say is
Yeah,
here. Public access television is out. It's not places. It's on Bandcamp. It's exclusively on Bandcamp. Go find it on Bandcamp. It's fucking dope. Uncle John's on it. Chuck Strangers is on it. Animas has beats on it. I think Chuck has beats on it as well.
yeah,
And then outside of like one or two other people, it's basically all you producing.
yeah, yeah, man.
So like, Yeah. So Obi, brother, thank you so much for being here. Not just being here, but being here for this once again. This is the fucking kickoff of season 6. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course, my brother. Of course. Fire. I'm happy to be a part of it, man. For real.
Yeah. No, like I said, this has been a long time coming, so I'm happy. I'm happy that I know you've been working on PAT for a while, and it's here. So I mean, like we're gonna talk about it, but I gotta, I gotta get to the first question I ask everybody who comes on here, which is, what was the last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about, son?
One that I had a strong opinion about.
Good or bad? Yeah.
Trying to think. That's a good question. That's a good question. Hmm. You know what? The last thing I can really remember watching and being stuck on was the platform. That
Oh wow. Yeah. Talk to me about that.
yeah, like I guess it's this movie about this platform that like first of all, I don't know how the people ended up. I forget how they ended up in this place. I don't know if it's like a vertical prison or like I don't know what it is, right? Some facility. And you actually go and sign yourself up, I believe. So this guy, he goes, he's at the facility and it works in tiers. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down maybe to like it's a really high number. It's a high number, right, of floors. And basically the thing is like these people are like imprisoned and it's about greed and selfishness or selflessness, however you want to look at it, lack thereof, right? So they put like a buffet on this table and they drop it down to each platform. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this. So
I do. Yeah. I seen the movie. I just want to hear you
you know what I
explain
mean?
it.
Pretty much, it's very I was watching it just for kicks at first. It was interesting, but then I was like, it's not too many like newer things, I guess, that really like spark my mind. But I guess the idea of like, I guess if you had a chance to eat first, if this was the last food on earth, like, would you have sent food down to the lower platform? How much would you send down as the person with the first grab at the food, or you know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
really a movie
Yeah.
about selflessness and selfishness. You feel me? But yeah, outside of that one, probably a few more. I watch a lot of old shit though. I like a lot of the older stuff, man.
Yeah. Old shit's cool. I wanna dig into something older, but so I saw the platform maybe like around the time it came
Mm-hmm.
out. I think the movie's got to be around like 10
Yeah,
years old at this
yeah,
point. I remember loving the concept and being like, "Oh, this is gonna go stupid." And I watched it and I kind of didn't like it in the execution. Like I love the idea
yeah,
and I love like you're saying, it really did spark a lot of thoughts. But just like watching the movie and seeing the way they went about it, I was like, it really kind of it. I remember it letting me
yeah,
down. I want to watch it again because it's been like 10
yeah,
years. And 10 like a lot changes in 10 years, but I remember sitting there and being like, I was like bored. I wanted more from
yeah. I
it.
think that's a lot of the newer movies though. That's like a lot of the newer stuff has like interesting plots and bad endings. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff on Netflix, um, is shit, man. A lot of things, man. That's just my general opinion of like stuff now. A lot of the newer stuff have like some have like really good plots, but nothing has a good ending now. It's like the movie is like it's like forget the ending, bro. Like let's just make sure the movie good, bro. Like let's
Right.
do the whatever the time limit is to make the movie count, make a view count. It's like they only worry about it that far. No one's really thinking about making a good ending or a good setup for a sequel. And I'm not really like a
Right.
sequel guy that much, but if it's done right, I'm with it. But to these days, I don't know, man. Like that's the only thing I like, man. Movies have terrible endings, if one at all, bro. If one,
Yeah. Yeah, no, because some shit really will just like stop and just like not be. yeah, it just like won't end properly. But give me something older you watched that really touched you recently.
Older, man. I've been watching. I'm back watching Menace to Society, bro. I'm back watching all the
Classic.
Angleton joints. I'm back on the Hughes brothers. You know what I mean? I'm back on watching all those things. Like Friday is another one. I know that that's a basic movie, right? Like not basic, but it's like a very entry level cultural movie. You know, like
Yeah, it's like a standard. Yeah, for
very
sure.
like it's there. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
I go
classic.
back and I watch some of these movies, and but especially like Menace, like that one, when you're a kid, you kind of just watch it as like a a gangster movie, I guess. But then like if you watch it, that's the thing. Like you don't have to follow the main character in the movie to enjoy it. Like you can follow whatever character you want. And I think the more that you pay attention to each character in the movie, you start to identify with why. You're not worried about the fact that they aren't the main character. Maybe it's why aren't they the main character, like Stacy and Sharif. Like the
Hmm.
good guys, like you feel me? They still got Sharif up out of there. That was crazy, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they got Kane up out of there, but I mean, like old dog, nothing happened to old dog, ironically, and he was wilding.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of been back on those movies, those that speed of things, just going over it and watching it just from different perspectives of the characters and shit. Cool.
Right. I watched Menace again recently too, and it's hard to watch Menace and not think about what happened to O-Dog after all was said and done, because like you think of a because like people, they're not as alike as people like to make them out to be, but like that, and like you compare that to like Boys in the Hood, like fucking um
No more.
Doughboy
Yeah.
dies at the end. Yeah, like Doughboy dies at the end, and they make a very big deal like, yeah, he died 2 weeks after he and Trey had that conversation, and you're like, all I can imagine with O Dog is just like the tape's
Yeah.
still out there. The cops are still looking for him. Like, just like, what the fuck's gonna? I'm like, we can all guess what's gonna happen. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
die, but they're
Yeah.
gonna find him. Like fucking what's it called? Clifton Powell sold their
Yo,
ass out. So like,
bro was wilding.
like,
Bro was wilding. He was wilding. Like
yeah,
he
big time. What was his name?
like
Chauncey. Yeah, it was
Chauncey, he
Chauncey.
was
Yeah.
chilling at first, bro. I don't even know how bro got the tape. I don't even remember how Chauncey got the tape, bro. I just
Yeah,
remember
me
he
either.
just had it and he was like blackmailing, like, yeah, wait till they get a hold of the tape.
Wait, I remember how he got the tape. Cause what's it called? O-Dog and them were just like passing the tape around, and I think people just made
Uh,
copies of it and shit. Like they were just being dumb reckless, and
I
that was
was
it.
thinking it's
You
like
know?
like just the one original copy of the tape. That's all I was thinking about. Like, yo, how did he get the tape? I mean, they was
Mm,
watching it at his crib, but like, I don't know. They was dubbing tapes back then. That's crazy.
I don't
Dubbing a
know.
robbery tape, insane. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, like O-Dog was like you could just tell just based on his character that he was like almost proud of the fact that they did that. He was like showing it to everybody,
yeah,
talking to everybody, because then like the cops got a hold of it somehow because like they I don't know. But of course, like he lives, like yeah. So Sharif dies, Kane dies, and I think it's just the two of them. But like even
the
still,
two
just
the two
the
guys
movie's rough.
wilding.
The
I
movie's
don't
rough.
know. It like maybe the perspective is like you know uh I won't use the word like tenacity. Maybe it's like paranoia that old dog had or something. Just being like super alert. Like you moving crazy. Kane might not have been moving as crazy,
Hmm.
so he's not expecting as big of a like retaliation. You know what I'm saying? As far as like stomping out Shorty cousin for confronting him and all
Yeah.
that. That's like one of those, I wouldn't say small action, but like that's a very, not all the time. Matter of fact, no, I take that back. Back then, you might gotta expect that that's gonna happen after you jump somebody, bro. Stomp. You might just gotta
Yeah,
expect it.
bro.
I don't think he was expecting it. He might even say that at the end, like,
No.
yeah, I didn't think they was gonna come back like that, or whatever he was saying the voiceover. You know what I'm saying? Fading out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I was like, man, that's like it's interesting, man. You know, like those movies, they used to, I won't say they used to scare me growing up, but they was very like real. You know what I'm saying? It was very real. But I
Yeah,
used to watch them all the time. Boys in the Hood used to scare me when bro disappeared in the street at the end. I'm like, I didn't understand
oh
effects, but I
yeah,
understood the sentiment. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, that's crazy. That's sad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him or his
yeah,
brother ain't make it out. Then Cuba Good didn't make it out. I mean, I'm happy he did, but bro was wilding too. He was about to hop in the car. He realized he
yeah,
let me
yeah.
out. Fool realized he was not trying to do that for real, bro.
Right. I just what's it called? Over the holiday break, I was reading. I had my man Thomas Gallianopoulos on here who wrote a biography of John Singleton, and I read the whole thing from like yeah, I started it over the holiday break and then I finished it maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. So like
Mm.
closer to the end of January, and just like reading about Singleton, where he grew up, like how much a Trey
Yeah,
was him, and yeah, like I didn't realize just how much of an audience insert character or like an audience POV character or no or how much of a author insert character Trey was. Like I didn't realize
yeah,
they were like one of one like that. And just like reading about the behind the scenes and how the movie came together and also putting two and two on the fact that that was
yeah,
his first screenplay ever and then he got nominated for the Oscar off it, like just
yeah, bro.
really crazy shit to to just like to like see him do that and then kind of get bogged down, or at least like in his own words, he was like he just felt like he wasn't in the creative zone he needed to be in when he made like Poetic Justice and Higher Learning and then moving over to Rosewood, and then he didn't feel like he got back to it until Baby Boy. And Baby Boy is I jump between Boys and Baby Boy as being my favorite Singleton. I love Baby Boy, man. I honestly think that's like a classic. It's one
Baby
of
Boy is
those, you
interesting,
know.
man. It's one of those like I think they started showing it on BT so much, bro. Like how you could not
I
miss. They
remember.
used to show this shit, baby, once a day. It seemed like it. You feel me? But even that movie, it started out, I guess, like just
Yeah.
like the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like you watching it at real face value, like maybe for like where you are in life. You like, damn, Jody, that's me. I feel like Jody. But then you might be like, damn, I
Yeah.
feel like Ronnie. Like, you know what I mean? Or I was the son. I remember
Yeah.
my fork getting kicked over. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like mom's boyfriend or like,
Yeah.
bro. You start to see. Oh, or what's his homie? P, the one that was always give me a
Yeah.
job, bro. Like everybody got homies like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to that extreme, but like
Yeah. Word.
there is like an archetype for every type of person in a lot of these movies, especially like those. You just gotta look for them, you know. But the situations are extremely real, so much so to the point where it's like it's
Right.
funny. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like a you don't know what is imitating what. You know what I'm saying? At a point when you get type of joints.
Yeah. Right. And it's two scenes. It's one scene in Boys in the Hood and one scene in Baby Boy that
Mm.
really connects me to that. Like the first one is when Jody gets jumped for his bike at the liquor store, and then and then him and Rodney go back and find him, and they fucking beat the shit
Yep,
out of him
yep.
in the park, and they line him up and punch him in the face, and then the other one doesn't flinch, and Rodney's
Yeah,
just like, oh, this kid got heart. He's like, I'm not gonna
yeah,
sock you, but
bro.
I am gonna beat your fucking
Hey,
ass with the
P.
belt.
I
That
think
shit
that
makes
was
me
P. That
laugh
was his
every time.
yeah, that was his man. I think
Right,
with
that
his
was P.
man
My
P.
fault.
But yeah, that's like the
Sorry.
thing. And then even that, like if
Yeah,
you watching it, I
yeah,
guess you kind of in that moment, right? You could feel it too. You like, all right, that's what I would have done. If that happened to me, that's what I would have done. Or you might share the same empathy because Jody had empathy. That's like the main. There's always like this
yeah,
main uh pattern of like empathy with Cuba Gooding, uh Kane, Jody, they all conflicted. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I used to always say this, bro, and I still say it to this day, bro. Like Kendrick Lamar, like reminds me of like Tyron Turner, like in like Boys in the Hood. Like his plight is very much like the way his music plays out. When I was listening to his music early on, I used to be like, "Man, it's kind of like sound like watching a West Coast movie." You know what I'm saying? And so that's what used to pop in
Yeah,
my head when I would listen to Kendrick, like Tyron Turner on the screen acting out. Or maybe you could put Kendrick Lamar in that realm. Like the way he describes it, it sounds like the same conflicts. You know what I'm saying? Now Tyron Turner though, he's just an actor. So
right.
maybe he's not like not saying he hasn't gone through anything, but what I'm saying is like Kane is a character. You know what I mean? And but he's a portrayal of
Right.
a real life circumstance, you know? And like Kendrick's music is kind of like the same thing. You hear like Good Kid, Mad City, or you listen to like Section 80. Like when his albums kind of like started to mature, like it was always good, but like started to mature, like just to that
Yeah.
standard that we know, there's always like this movie like element to it, which I thought, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
it just
oh,
really reminded me of
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
like my favorite West Coast movies in audio form. You know what I mean? Or a different perspective of somebody somebody else around in that time, or like, you know, living it differently. Maybe not in the gangster side. Maybe you slightly over here with it and you just witness it and observe it. Have to be a sponge to it, you know?
Yeah, like yeah, I mean, you can't listen to a song like The Art of Peer Pressure and not think about Kane from Menace to Society. Like that might as well have been taken out of the Kane and O Dog playbook to me. You know, like
You know what I'm saying?
especially with like the term, like it's like turn by turn, point by point. It's very like you're in it. You're in the back of the car with them. You know, like you're waiting in the car while they're inside casing the house, and then somebody come.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you like
It's
especially Good Kid, Mad City. Like to me, that's still my favorite Kendrick album. If I had to pick one, like that's the one that I go back to it more than any of the others. Um, and I think a big part of it is because of that. And then on top of that, like I didn't go to California for the first time until 2018. So I was already in like my mid 20s when I went out there. So all I knew of Cali was stuff I'd hear in music and seeing movies, and if I had like one or two friends from the West Coast. But like, you know, like I get out to California and the three things I'm listening to more than, or the four things I'm listening to more than any other, Blueface, because he just blew up at that time, Kendrick, Snoop Dogg's Blue Carpet Treatment, and Blues Welcome Home were like the four things that were in my headphones all the time while I was out
crazy.
there. And like those albums are like, that's California to me. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be in the environment to relate. Like I was in LA when Damn came out,
Oh shit.
and then I went Coachella. Like I was there on some other shit, but like I went to Coachella and I saw him perform some of the album there, and like it was crazy, bro. Like it made more sense. Like it made more
Right.
sense in the environment. Can't explain. It was more like I felt the music. I definitely, you know what I mean. But being over there is a little different. Listening to it,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you get to see the environment, you know. And yeah, I've only been to LA maybe 2 or 3 times, and the last time was around 2017 or 18 or something like that. But yeah, man, I was bumping a lot of West Coast music out there because I was like, yo, I want to connect the dots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For at least what I could see. I wasn't in like the craziest places, but you know, visually, it connected. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's important because like I did that when I went to LA for the first time. I did that when I went to Chicago for the first time. I did that when I went
Yeah,
to like I don't know. Whenever I go anywhere, I make playlists of everything I'm listening to while I'm like out and about. If I like hear a song in a store, or if I'm at a party and somebody plays a song, or if I'm at a show or whatever, just like whatever I'm like I always make playlists and then come back to them and it's like, oh, I remember when I heard that at like the
yep,
store, or like this person played
Yep.
that song, or like I was with the homies and we heard this, like we heard like Thug's Lifestyle playing in a car that was driving past,
Yeah.
just like just that type of shit. So
Yeah.
and like that's just kind of like the soundtrack to that section of the movie of my life in that small way. It's
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. Um and I was gonna say something else about um oh yeah, I was gonna say the scene that really gets me in Boys in the Hood is the one where um the drive-through shootout. The drive-through shootout really
Yeah.
fucks me up every
Yeah.
time because I feel like I've told this story one other time on here, but I went to the Brooklyn Wing House in Crown Heights and was involved in a fucking shootout and I almost died. Back in
Bro,
like shit. This had
what?
yeah, this had to have been. Oh, was I still working I was still working at Watch Loud, so this has to have been almost 10 years ago. Like no, 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 no. I was working at College Humor, so this had to have been like 2017, 2018. Somebody like I was ordering food and somebody came into the store behind me with a gun. And like everybody in the shop hit the ground and I didn't know what it was and I looked out the door and it's just a nigga with a gun outside. So I'm like, no, like, I got my backpack, I got like all my things on me, and in my heart, I'm just like, I'm about to die. Like this is
Oh,
it's. I was like, it's over. Like my life flashed before my eyes. I was like, I'm about to get executed in the middle of this fucking chicken shop right now. And what you say?
what?
Yeah, I'm so dead ass. And like, fortunately, he was looking for somebody else who would have run into the store and like
Mm,
ran through the kitchen. So he
mm,
came in, let off two shots, like 5 feet away from all of us, like just in the middle of the spot, and then jumped over, went into the kitchen and ran after son. And everybody in the lobby, we all just looked at each other. And then obviously we ran out the door. I called my family. I was like, yo, it's almost like, yeah, it
that's
was,
crazy. What?
like it was yeah, man, it was like it was at the Brooklyn Wing House in Crown Heights. I will never forget it. The spot had like just opened too. um yeah,
Yo,
so I mean, like experiencing that and then seeing something like the shootout scene in Boys where
yeah,
like Doughboy flashes the gun and then they all come back with the Uzis and just
yeah,
like pandemonium, everybody running like I
yeah.
get it. Like I get it.
It's crazy, man. Like I said, you don't even be doing shit. You just unassuming, like, what's going on, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just got off work. Like
Yeah,
that's all it was.
you just
Like,
trying to get home, chill. You know what I mean? You're not ready to. You're not even on that time, and nobody be on that timing. But that's the thing. Like, you can't pick who you're in the environment with. You can't pick how they feel that day. You
right.
can't like try to, you know. Also, you can't be like paralyzed by fear. So it's like you got to just go out and do what you got to do, and like
Yeah,
but those types of situations, man, like they're not necessarily exclusive, but they are a little more concentrated in our walks of life. You know what I'm
for
saying? Like
sure.
you either seen it or heard it. You know what I mean? Or maybe some people might have had to do what they had to do. You know,
Right.
I thought because I was about to ask you, I thought it was like. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ghostface and Delphonic shit. I thought you was about to say you pulled the joint out too and about this. Like
Yo,
I thought you was shooting back.
that'd be wild. But nah, man.
Yeah.
I've never owned or held a piece in my life. Or no, I've held a piece, but not like owned one. Anyway, but nah. That's not what happened that day.
That's
But
crazy, bro.
like that, and like those movies, and to back to your point about that shit being real, like John Singleton and the Hughes brothers, at least at that time, really, like they knew how to capture that shit because they lived it. Like like they understood the feeling. They knew what images to get. They knew what feelings to elicit from people, whether that be the pride of feeling like you can hold your own with the
Yep.
pistol you got versus somebody coming back with the big one. It's like it really
Yeah.
like if I hope nobody listening to this has ever been in a situation where they've had a gun pointed at them for no reason and they're about to die. But like, if you've been in that position and you see it happen or you hear about it happening, like it's just instant back where you, for me at least, like it's just like right back in it type
Yeah, bro.
shit. So it's
Like,
and like when people when like the people who get it, and when it comes through in a movie, it's just it can hit real hard. So
yeah, bro. That shit is no joke, bro. I
yeah.
don't even know who it is to this day, bro. I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, and some dude pulled a gun out on me for me and my brother
Oh shit.
for no reason. I don't even know, bro. I don't know what the fuck was going on in his mind. He was just like, he just pointed it like, man, I could do this right now, but I'm gonna let you little niggas walk. And I was, when you say that, I don't even know if we was in shock. I don't know what it was. We just looked at each other like, that's crazy. Like he had a gun. It was like that. Like we kids, it's like he had a gun. Huh.
Right. Like what else can you do?
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like we gonna go chase him down. You gonna go tell your folks. Like I said, man, we had like, I don't know, man. Maybe coming up in a certain environment, like your judgment is not like some judgment is not fully developed, and some is very developed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
my mom's is really like, to this day, she very like, walk your path. Don't be out here doing shit you ain't got to do, and you know what I'm saying? Like looking for trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble's already out here as it is. You don't even have to look for it. Trouble is a decision.
Right.
Feel me? And like, I don't know, man. Like, I hope the God ever, any people that's on some shit like that, like, it's really them imitating the shit that we talking about. You know, like the movies,
Yeah.
the like you got the Ice Cube gun intervention scene. You got the Purnell gun scene. It's all the same movie in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
these same movies people love because, again, people go through it. People have been through it, have experienced it, family, you know? And that's like you get to choose. Like, you just get to choose, you know? Do you want to be a bully in that? Do you want to be a civilian in that? You want to be whatever you want to be, you know? Take your pick. But like I
Right.
said, at some point, you don't really know what's imitating what, you know? It's the same. It's the same thing. Like, I guess if the movie tells you, it showed you, people say, yeah, man, the bad guy never makes it in the movie. You know, sometimes the bad guy make it in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it is life. You know what I mean? It depends. It really depends. But really
Yeah,
got
bro.
you really got to go by your own experience. Because all this is really subjective. You know, oh, he sells drugs. Yeah, but that person puts food on the table, right? So maybe evil to you, not really evil to me. This person feeds me. This
Right.
person shows me love. This person clothes me, keeps a roof over my head. All that from this money. Now maybe what they selling is probably destroying somebody else's household though. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever they selling. There's somebody seeing their mom probably deteriorate or lose their mind or their family. You know what I mean? So it's like, and
Mm-hmm.
each of those movies got drug users, and they normally make them comedy. They normally make the strung out people funny, but it don't really be that funny. Like how many times you really seen how like we all know like a funny person that's maybe strung out or like I don't know just in their world on their type of time and like I don't know, man. You got examples. You got like Felicia's and all that stuff where they not necessarily users. They don't say what they using per se, but they out here doing something. They borrowing money. They trying to get high. They trying to get right. You know, this shit is crazy. There really is like a depiction of each type of person in these movies. I think that's why we like them so much. Like that's the relatability and the
Right.
magic of it is some people can make it funny. Some people can make it sad. It really depends on what you lean into. But something like Friday, there's no difference between Friday and Boys in the Hood. Really no difference. It's just
Mm-hmm.
funny. One is sad. One is it's the same thing. They had a shootout. They had the gun intervention. It was about drugs. It's just Boys in the Hood with a ton of like comedic relief, or like Don't Be a Menace. That's another one. It's like now we get into the comedic relief part of it, where it's like, damn, bro, sometimes you can only laugh at this shit. That's how we
Yeah.
get the Wayans brothers and shit like that. So they coming in and they gonna take the same movie and all right, now this one is still the same like heaviness, but it's not so heart tugging on your heartstrings. This one is more like, all right now, all right, bro, you wildin'. Let me show let me show how funny this shit can be if you just look at it through a slightly different lens, or if you just exaggerate it a little bit. You know, like let me show you how extreme we are. That's why, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all those movies. I mean, you got like East Coast joints too, though. Like you got, I mean, Juice. You
Yep.
got
Juice, Paid in Full.
Eight and Full, New Jersey Drive.
New Jersey Drive was just the one I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like you got your East Coast versions of that too. You know, so I'm not gonna sit up here and act like it's only the West Coast. I just think that the West Coast has this. It just has this. Uh, it's like a uniformity to it. It's always been like the same way. You get what I'm saying? Where it's like people would tell you it's been like the same way. Not that everybody's at war, but the story has been told pretty much the same way, you know? East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
East Coast is a little more sporadic. Like these movies, they the same type of thing, but it's like a certain element of just straight up craziness. Like for some reason they make the East Coast villains super crazy. Like like Pac was super crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then it's funny because me and Chuck always talk about this type of stuff, bro. Like, you know, the joke that they had about and this is back to the exaggeration, like the exaggeration kinda of stuff that you don't really notice about like Bishop Gunn having like unlimited ammo. He had like a 6-shot gun and was shooting that joint the whole movie and never had to
Yep.
reload it. Little stuff like that, bro. Like you watch it long enough, you be like, that's kinda crazy, that's kinda funny.
My fault. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to shout out the Real Notes Patreon one time. For as little as $5 a month, you get exclusive goodies like video of every interview, 2-day early access to every interview, an invite to the Real Notes Discord server, exclusive access to the Real Talk Movie Night archive, and early pre-sale links for all live events. If you want to give a little more, you get other exclusives like retro 60-second movie reviews and monthly 90-minute workshops with me, where we can discuss whatever creative questions or projects you might have going on. Head over to patreon.com/realnotes. That's REELNOTES to join right now. I repeat, all videos will only be available on the Patreon. Thanks for listening. Shout out to my patrons. Now let's get back to talking.
Maybe he reloaded off camera, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what you seeing though. Like you know what you seeing, but like this Tupac. Like we know Tupac for what he is, but when he playing that character, they make him play like deranged characters, bro. Like they're slightly hanging on
Yeah.
mentally, like they'll snap on you, like Bishop or in Above the Rim. Um, and he's really good at those characters too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. He was.
he's very very good at like portraying those characters. I think those characters is also like I said, just a catalyst for some people's plights, like in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't out in school,
Yeah.
you ain't learning shit nowhere else. You gonna be let me be like Bishop, let me be like Odo, let me be like Kane, let me be like Sharif, let me be like Lawrence Fishburne. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah. Furious. Yeah. And Boys in the Hood. Yeah.
um yeah, you know, so that's it. That's where I've been at, honestly. Like I said, Menace, but really just like back into black cinema. You know what I mean? Like black directors, and really like
Yeah.
being of age and being able to go back and rewatch, redo, or kind of get a new perspective of like what we was watching. Because back then it's just you having too much fun with the fact that you ain't supposed to be watching it to even understand it. You just like,
Right.
it's Friday. Oh, it's a gangster movie, Boys in the Hood. Let's watch it
Right.
before somebody come in here. Let's hurry up and watch what we can. Like you enamored with the lifestyle. But like I said, that shit imitates life, bro, because you might watch that shit later on and be like, damn, I used to be like that guy. Now I'm like this guy. I can't stand that guy now. That was my favorite guy at first. That's not my favorite guy no more. You start turning into
Mm-hmm.
furious. Like the real thing is that everybody might turn into furious. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might be like, Furious, you wasn't out here. You don't realize that the wisdom came from making it through, you know? So even that's another thing where you kind of get out of the life. Melvin was trying to get out of the life. Jody trying to prove himself. Now you're making the OG go back to his old ways. Like it's so many. It's too many, bro. It's just too many examples. It really is the same movie or the same perspective 1,000 ways. But such,
Yeah.
such is the black experience, bro. Like we kind of it's very vast. You know what I'm saying? It's vast, and it don't matter like
Mm-hmm.
rich or poor. Black is black. You feel what I'm saying? So
Word.
it depends on who you talking to. You know what I mean? But that experience is very. It's something you got to grow with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the older you get, you kind of. It's not really like a ignorance thing. I think it's just a willingness to really sit down and see where a lot of the cerebral things come from. It's the movie.
Right. And yeah, right. It's just like a life thing on top of that. Like you got to like grow into certain things, and like yeah, like there's stuff that's not going to make sense to you
Yeah,
at 10 that's going to make sense to you at like 35.
exactly.
And like on that tip, like as a shorty, what was the first movie experience you can remember having? It could be at the theater, it could be at your cousin's house. Just like the first movie you remember watching that kind of not even that had an impact on you, but just the first movie you remember watching as a kid.
Probably Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like the Gene Wilder. Like that used to come on all the time, like all the time, bro. And I was watching that like in my grandma's crib. I would go, and she used to watch the Temptations movie all the time, bro. Like he plays like every day. This is another like everyday movie where you could just turn it on and you locked in. And she used to watch the
Yeah.
entire thing. Like everybody knows this movie is like 12 hours long, bro.
Yeah, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Yeah,
Oh,
we know what
bro,
it is.
that's a whole nother story, bro. My grandmother, she knows Otis, bro. Like they're cool now. Like, and she's the biggest
Wow.
Temptations fan, bro. Like bro, this is the craziest thing ever. Like she used to watch this movie so much, bro, and like she's the biggest Temptations fan, like from the beginning. So me seeing her watch a movie over and over, I thought I had to do the same thing. Like I need to have a movie that I watch over and over. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. I think it was Willy Wonka. I forget the title. It was
Yeah.
Willy Wonka. And I used to just watch this thing on repeat, bro, like an unhealthy amount of times, bro. It's probably like responsible for a lot of the way that I think, bro. Because that movie is mad whimsical. It's
Yeah.
interesting, but it started getting whimsical at the end, like when you start jumping into bro mind and why he's moving weird like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's food
Yeah.
and this and that. That was a
Yeah, and the glass elevator and shit. Yeah, yeah,
glass
yeah.
elevator that went up infinitely. Half a sink in your office, half of everything in your office. Like, yeah, that tripped me out when I was a kid, bro. Fizzy lifting drinks, all that. People lifting off the ground, turning blue, getting scattered into uh,
Mhm.
particles and protons and all this. Like, that was, bro, especially
Yeah.
for back then. That's a crazy perspective. That was crazy. Mike, what was the dude? Mike TV? That's the
And
one they blasted up in the air.
yeah, so
Yeah,
the
bro, that's
yeah.
crazy. Like, who was thinking of that back then, bro?
Right. That and the one that always fucked me up was Veruca Salt getting thrown into the
Right.
trash chute because she was fucking with the
It
squirrels and
for
shit.
itself, bro. Another movie about archetypes and how certain archetypes win or
Yeah.
may not win, or you might think that, oh, he playing too nice, or you might think that what Charlie and his grandfather might have got in trouble, but sometimes that's a part of the plight. Like, oh damn, Charlie gonna go down with the rest. His grandfather, they getting lifted in the air off those drinks. Like they breaking the rules, but they breaking the rules harmlessly. Other kids were like literally
Yeah.
disobeying bro way of life. Like they
Yeah. So,
enjoyed his drinks, right, and endangered themselves with the fan, but other people were like disrespecting his factory, like the Oompa Loompas and putting their hand down and contaminating the water. Like
yeah, Augustus is drinking the chocolate water.
yeah,
Like,
bro went up the tube. He got stuck in the tube. And every time I watched this movie, bro, I
yeah.
was under the impression that somebody was gonna come save him the next time. Like, man, maybe they're gonna save him this time. I used to really think movies change. They like they would change as you watch them. I didn't realize it for him, bro. Once he went up the tube, that was it. I was messing with bro. I was like, oh yeah, that's the first thing. Chocolate milk river or whatever. That's where I'm at with it. I saw bro go up that tube. My grandmother was like, see, that's what's gonna happen to you. I was like, yeah. Yep, you do that, you're gonna go up that tube too. I'm like, oh, let me chill.
Yo. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy you brought up Willy Wonka because, of course, there's a very prominent sample from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on public
Yep,
access television on the song "You Get Nothing." Yeah, yeah, no, it's the scene where he's yelling at Charlie and his uncle for having done the fizzy lifting drinks. You lose, you get nothing. Good day. Yeah,
yep.
like that. That's
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's what that
yeah,
entire
yeah.
thing is about. You know what I'm saying? Not that movie, but the things that make me think that way. You know what I'm saying? I kind of put those things in there one way or another. You know what I mean? Like they
Right.
they they do have a rhyme or
Yeah.
reason or like a place in my life. You know, the voice I hear, or like maybe just
Right.
like the things that I saw. Because I told you that was a crazy time. I really thought that they was gonna get kicked out for that, or like when they was breaking the rules, I thought that Charlie wasn't the good guy now. Like maybe who's. It didn't really seem like anybody was gonna get the factory for a while, and then I don't know. They make it to the office, bro. Bro lashed out on them, but I guess sometimes you need that. If you going, if we knew that right
Mm-hmm.
before you watch the movie, and you know that he's looking to leave the factory to the winner, that changes everything. Like, cause now it's a movie just about maybe composure or responsibility or whatever it took him to run that factory. But that's another crazy. It's a psychologically insane movie. That's like I love those types of
It
movies
is.
where they kind of play on your psyche or make you just rethink just basic ways of thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Word. As you get older, like I like to think of this one as like a capital M movie, like the one that really connected with you in like an emotional art. Basically everything. Like, what was the first movie you could remember that you saw that made you feel like, or like as you get older after Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like a movie that kind of messes with the psyche that really stuck with you
Um.
from you as an older child or whenever.
Honestly, from I would say, okay, so I pretty much watched a lot of the same movies, right? Like coming up, and then kind of got tired of those at a point in time. Like maybe like as I started, like I don't know, like learning that there's more stuff in the world. You know what I'm saying? I started getting into like David Lynch movies and like other type of like more obscure stuff. Like I was kind of watching like Rabbits a lot. I don't even know. I was watching that a lot, just only because I was just fascinated by, like this is probably like high school, Harmony Korine joints, where it's like you don't even know the plot. It just
Mm-hmm.
maybe look cool. It might be a little extreme, maybe a little like more aesthetically driven than plot driven. I feel like sometimes that's how his movies. Like what's that one Spring Breakers with Gucci Man? I felt like that movie, but when I went and saw them in
Yep.
movies, I was like, it wasn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be. But it was cool to see Gucci Man like in a movie. I guess it's kind of the selling point of it when they was promoting
Yeah,
it too.
I remember. Yeah, using the trailer and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say like yeah, I started really just getting into like just more obscure movies to where I can't even pinpoint one. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know, bro. No funny. Somebody put me on to like the Human Centipede and all those crazy movies like that, and so I just kind of went down this rabbit hole of like these other type of obscure movies from maybe like other countries, or some movies were banned because of the perspectives or messages. I don't know. That was a crazy movie though. I'm going to say on record, that's a crazy movie. It's that.
What, Human Centipede?
Yeah, that's like a movie. That's one of those like if you enjoy that, you get a side eye. But it is well made. Like I only know that because I was watching it, right? So it's like, but people just
Right.
think you fascinated with the centipede part, but it's like, no, bruh. It's a crazy movie. You stop at a surgeon house for help. You let you in. You make a call. Next thing you know, you wake up. You know how it goes from there. But I'm also saying the second one is crazy because it was like a manifesto type movie. The dude was studying the first human centipede and the second. Like he's a parking lot attendant watching the first one on a DVD, trying to
Right.
poorly mimic what the surgeon was doing. And I said, "Oh man!" Like, and it was shot in black and white. There's no color to it. It's very like graphic. You know what I mean? But it's an interesting movie, bro. Like, I was just more like I didn't know that perspectives could go that far. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said
Hmm.
like it is a movie that like you could watch and enjoy and all those kind of movies. But I guess like as a writer or like a creative, you also like to see like again just how other people think. You like I just that perspective alone, bro, just always tripped me out. Like ever since I saw that movie. Again, I can't tell you how I came across it. This was like blog era days, bro. Like I was on like Put Locker or something. I don't even know.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah. No.
they had both of them. Like they had both. They had one and they had the other one. So I watched the second one to make sense of the first one. The second one is more realistic,
Mm,
but very outlandish. I don't recommend it to nobody. You know? It's not. I don't want to be on record
yeah.
recommending that, but
No, I feel you. I
it
feel
is
you.
something
I feel
if
you.
you want to see extreme perspectives in a movie.
Y- Yeah, I mean, like I remember, like the Human Centipede was a pretty big deal when it came out. Like everybody talked about it mainly because of like what the movie's about. I don't think I saw the second. I didn't see the second one, and I didn't see the third one. I know the third one's like a it's like an exploitation type of, like, it's almost like a parody of the whole thing. It's like completely, they dial it up in such an intense way. They tried to make it like, you ever see Grindhouse? Those what were the movies? Planet Terror and Death Proof.
Nah, I haven't. I'm not familiar.
Those are those are fucking crazy. It was it's so like the way they did it, they showed the two movies like they would have done it in the 70s and 80s when like grindhouse theaters were a thing, where they would do it, it was like a double feature. The first one was a movie called Planet Terror. It was like a zombie, it was like an infected zombie movie with a
Mm.
lady who loses her leg and she replaces her leg with a machine gun. And that was directed by Robert
Mm.
Rodriguez. And then there was an intermission with a bunch of fake
Yeah.
trailers for movies, I think. And then after that, there was a Quentin Tarantino movie called Death Proof.
Mm.
My dad took me and my homie Spencer to go see that, like when it came out, because we were like teenagers. We had to be like 15, 16 years old, and he just took us to go see the whole thing. The whole thing was like 3.5 hours. You sat in the theater the whole time. It was
That's
dope. I loved it. But it's like,
that's a minute. But
but like
so this is 3 hours of one thing or just three things, like three different movies?
three different things over three. It's like it was two different movies and then like a 20-minute block of fake trailers for
Uh
movies.
Okay.
Like it was real cool. Nobody's really tried to do nothing like that since in that
Yeah.
specific way, and I wish they would, because like it was
Yeah.
fun. And as somebody as somebody who's like into exploitation and cult film like that, I'm always looking to replicate those experiences, and being able to do it in a
Yeah.
theater surrounded. It was like a packed, sold out house too, like, and it was just at like the AMC. It's not like you had to go to a specialty theater. It was just at the AMC,
Yeah.
so it was
Yeah,
great.
man.
You know, it definitely wasn't Human
That
Centipede,
shit,
but you know,
that's back when shit was fire, bro. Like I went to see fucking Get Rich or Die Trying in theaters. Like you could
damn.
still go to the ticket booth. Like the ticket booths I see now be out of commission. You buying tickets on the inside now. It's like that shit is for show.
Hmm.
Like yeah, those experiences. Like I mean, and they are still very much around. Like I suck at going to the movies these days, and what I mean by that is like I don't stay awake. I go. I'm hyped. I eat the snacks and I go to. It's like a paying to take a nap. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, yeah.
That's like my running joke with myself. Like I'll go with my girl at the movies and I'm like, damn, bro, like shit, like I don't even know what we saw. Like she be like, how was it? I might say like the first thing, the first opening scene, or maybe like I wake up and see something and I'm like, yeah, I remember that part with. She's like, yeah, what happened after that? I'm like. I couldn't tell you. I shouldn't have watched it here. I should
Damn.
have home. I stay awake at home. I don't know. These new theaters too comfortable, man. They need to make them more uncomfortable so I can stay awake. Put some steel chairs in that thing or something.
Right.
You put in recliners in. You want me to watch a movie like this? Like in this
Right.
crazy. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep.
And it's yeah, and it's some theaters that are like installing beds and shit. There's one in Thailand where they're like installing beds in the theater, and it's like,
You about
what are
to
we
watch
doing?
the movie horizontal now? Like we laying horizontal in the theater? Like come on now.
Right.
Asking to take a nap. Like, you asking me
Right.
to take a nap. That's what I'm
Right.
feel me. So
Exactly.
that's my movie experiences these days. But like you were saying, like being able to go and experience it like as it should be, not just like I'm gonna put it on my TV at home. Even if you got a sizable TV, bro, like nothing beats the experience of going out and like being
Right.
like I be telling people I saw that movie. I saw it at a Union Station. I think that movie theater is not even there. Like it hasn't been there for a long time, and they haven't replaced it with another one. But yeah, back in the day, like it was a theater in Union Station in D.C. and like they used to be showing all the little movies in the cut. A lot of people would be there, like cutting school to go there or after school. It was a very popular like movie spot. But I remember seeing
Yeah.
a 50 Cent movie there before, and that was my last movie experience as a kid, bro. And
Wow.
my grandma took me to see that. Believe it or not, she took me and my cousin and my friend.
Wow.
I used to always convince her like I used to just since rappers had crazy names, I would just like, hey, yeah, Eminem is about a candy movie. 50 Cent, this about money, a movie about like accounting or something. Say something stupid. This shit get into
She believed you. That's crazy.
like, bruh, that's grandma though, man. Like, I just grandma knowing like what I was into, cause that's not her world. Like
Yeah.
she very like very easygoing person, very sweet lady. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be in her house blasting music, bro, watching gangster movies, all the stuff that we talk about. I'd be in my room, full volume. She can hear all of this, like just the movies, the music. It's almost like it must have sounded like somebody like indoctrinating themselves with the craziest shit. Like, and I'm really listening to all and watching all these movies, like, yo, this is I'm absorbing, like I'm picking up what y'all putting down, but I'm also gonna use this a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an interesting story to tell, but let's make it more interesting. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's not just focus on like violence and like that shit is lame. You know what I'm saying? Violence is
Word.
like if that's your only solution, if that's your only go to, and these movies show you that. You know what I'm saying? That movie,
Hmm.
I mean, That movie just wild in itself. But
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that movie, Get Rich, that was the last time I went to the theater, bro. I mean,
damn.
hey, as an adult, I don't remember what movies I see because I go to sleep. I,
Yeah,
I can't remember a single one, bro. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I must go.
yeah. That's Nah, I get it. I be falling asleep in the theater sometimes too. It's like occasionally it's just nap time. It just is what it is. But I want to do the flip side of that too, and talk about music and like really get into music shit with you.
Yeah.
What when did I mean like you already started to dig into it a bit just with the just like the stuff you were listening to at your grandma's, but like
Mhm.
when did music become capital M music for you? Not even in terms of wanting to make it,
Mm.
but just like listening to music and fucking with music.
Um, Probably when I was like maybe 4. I had to be like 4,
Hmm.
bro. Very young. Same as I mean, it's the story like it's around you. But yeah, that's when I remember music. Like the first cuss word I said was like the hook on Wu Tang. Was Wu Tang Clan nothing to
Ain't
fuck
nothing
with?
to fuck with. Yeah.
My cousin dared me to say that when I was a kid. Like
Wow.
nobody was just like, man, you can say it, man. Ain't nobody. It's just like it's harmless,
Famous,
but what's
famous
the
last
day?
words.
So he was just like, just say it. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you, little cuz. Like, just say it. And so, man, shit, I probably just started cussing from then. Like to myself though. Like I listen to music and really like, if I'm by myself, I really take in all the lyrics, like the cuss words and everything. Like, and my father used to have this like huge fish tank, like a fish tank full of tapes. I don't even know if the
Mm,
tape was in there, but it was like a bunch of cassettes, and it's like 36 chambers. It's like Liquid Swords in there. It's Ghetto Boys. It's Scarface, Tribe, like almost all the goat tapes from back in the day. And I used to climb in this fish tank to try to like take them shits out. There was nothing in the tapes though. I used to ask him like, "Where all them tapes at? Like, I want to listen to some of this music."
mhm.
Like, boy, them tapes were from. Why you worry about them tapes, man? You don't know what to do with them tapes, man. But I'm telling you, man, like cause I pretty much grew up. I was raised like in my father's old room, so like I was raised in the room the way that he left it. Like
Mm.
and when he was out and about, like he put all these like it was a black room, and it had like white handprints, like his literal handprints all over the wall. They're like X Files or something.
Wow.
It was actually crazy, but that's where I got into everything, bro. This is like 4 or 5 years old, bro. Probably like 1990 something, like 8 maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like it's been around forever, bro. And we was raised on like Master P. Like that's one side of my family. My mom's side, we listening to like No Limit, like Master P. We listen to Fiend, Wayne. We listen to Juvie. A lot of New Orleans music. You know what I'm saying? West Coast music. Not too much from DC like that because it wasn't really popular. Like there was rappers and stuff in DC, but I mean, me coming up, I was listening just to stuff from other regions too. Like a lot of DC was raised on like New Orleans sound. Like again,
Right.
anybody really from there tell you like Wayne and like I said, 400 Degrees, bro. My man put me back on the loop with that, man. I've been up here listening to that 400 Degrees and shit. Like I've been in a real like rediscovery period from that point too, as of recently. That kind of
That's dope.
what got me in the mindset to even make this shit.
Right. Before I move on, yeah, I had Ankh on here, had to have been like 3 years ago at this
Mm-hmm.
point, and he said very similar things about growing up in the area and just like just the different types of influences that come from all over there. It can be real easy growing up in like the Northeast where I was to it's very easy to get stuck in that bubble if you're not like listening to the radio or like growing up before the
Yeah.
internet. But like talking to people like you and Ankh and everybody else, just like especially people in like the
Yeah.
Midwest. It's just yeah, because like in like the Oklahoma and like and like the Missouri area, like it's just like it's stuff coming from the East Coast directly down south, the West. Like it's just this really beautiful
Yeah.
mix, you know. And like I got lucky in that I was able to find a lot of that stuff on
Mhm.
my own. But if you just kind of let the environment dictate what you take in up like up north, you could just spend all your time listening to nothing but New York and
Yeah.
Philly shit, which
Yeah.
is fine. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that, but like it really is its
Yeah.
own bubble up there in a way that a lot of us who don't get to leave often can kind of
Yeah.
take for granted. And then you think and then you go around thinking that Jim Jones is the reason people know Kid Cudi.
Exactly. You end up misinformed. You
But
end up misinformed, you know? Like, and so
like
crazy, like, bro, I heard like Cuddy for the first time in like high school. I heard of Cuddy and Wale in like the same breath almost. You feel me? Like I got kinda, because I wasn't super into this shit, you know, for a set period of time. But like, I found out about
Right.
that shit day and night in '07. I wasn't. I was listening to Jim Jones too. I was listening to Dipset, but I ain't
Yeah, I mean, of
Dipset.
course, who
You
wasn't?
feel what I'm saying? I found out about him through like they had like the Crookers remix. They had like all these. There's so many ways to really. That song was so crazy that nah, I don't know, bro. That's just a crazy like. That's a crazy claim right there. And I fuck with Jim, but that's a crazy claim. That man
Yeah,
was on. He was on, or at least on it, that point. I say
yeah,
that for sure.
yeah. I threw my hands up and was like, you got it, bro. I'm not even gonna top you. But, okay. So jump forward. You know, you're older. You got this experience. You got this perspective. Decide you want to make music.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to make music more than just a hobby? Like when did you know music was going to become more than just a hobby and a thing you were going to like actually put your ankle in?
I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know. I still don't know to this day, bro. Like I
Mm,
always had this weird relationship with it. It's not. I won't say. Sometimes I'm like. I like the. I always like the aspect of writing. Like I was writing before I made music, and I wasn't like writing like poems and stuff. I used to just write. Like I had a mentor young, you know, elementary school, and he gave me this blank book and he used to tell me to just write. He just said, if you ever feel bad, write. If you ever feel good, write. He said, just write. I just kept writing, bro. So by the time I get to like 10th grade, I'm like, I'm having like real life experiences now. Like not like quote unquote adult problems, but I'm around people that's living faster than I am. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like got different speed of things going on. And you had to really choose one. You had to choose one. Was you gonna go get in trouble or do something positive? So I was about to drop out of school, bro. I was about to drop out of like high school because I don't know. I just wasn't connected to it. And my grandma,
mm,
you know, she asked me. She's like, you know, is that what you want to do? I don't think you should do that, but it's your life. And it's grandma, bro. I got a soft spot for grandma, so we settled on I go to night school to make up for anything I was missing. And the first assignment in there was to pick a book, like a book. I'm like, I don't even like to read a lot. I know that sounds crazy. It's like my brain just is noisy sometimes, especially at that point in time. So I didn't like to look at words. I like to hear them. But I just like this. I said,
right.
I just picked the book and it said careers and focus music. And I said, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. And literally the next swear to
No
God, and the
shit.
next day I
Wow.
started walking around with the first chapter of the book was like artists and repertoire. And then so I immediately started like doing what the book said, almost like a fucking robot, bro. And that was it. That's how I start. Hold on.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the book.
Oh, wow.
I had
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got it from it was a night school book. Look. I don't know if it's flipped, but you see the first thing is like artists and repertoire work.
Artists and repertoire, yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, bro, I was like, I wasn't even reading this thing. I was using it like, I was like, okay, all right, introduction, cool, artists and repertoire, and they say what to do. And I used to go outside. I used to have it just like this in high school, and I would just go watch people rap outside. And then like I would just ask them like, I don't even know what the fuck I would ask them because I had no label. I was just finding talent, quote unquote, like yo, you tight, like you should do something. I
Right.
didn't know what to tell niggas to do. I was just like, you should do something with this. And to the point where like I started trying that shit, bro, and like yeah, I said I want to try this. Like I want to try it and apply it to myself. And I don't know if I was good or bad or not, but I was always encouraged to keep going when people heard the music. So I just jumped into it like that, bro. Like, and then my guy, my man Nate from way back when, like he tricked me into making my first mixtape and like literally tricked me into it because I was in the studio. I'm in like the 10th grade. I didn't have like studio etiquette. He had kind of like long locks like yours, but this is back in like
Mm.
2008, bro. So I'm like 16, 17, bro. I was tying his locks to the chair and shit. Like I'm in the studio doing everything except recording. And he like, bro, like you really gotta like lock in, bro. Like you really gotta like you got something, man. Like really, bro. And I'm like, bro, I don't care. He like, man, you know, I'm in like high school, bro, like getting on like hip hop DX and shit. He's like, bro, you heard of hip hop DX? I'm like, bro, no, I don't care. Like I just wanna I don't know what my mind was. I didn't really understand it until like maybe a year into it. But like all these blogs and like stuff like that back in the day, like I said, I had to really get tricked into making music, bro, because my mind wasn't there. And to this day, like I said, it still don't be there. It just be music is just like a part of it's just something I be doing. It's not like I don't be moving like, oh damn, bro, you know I'm the one, right? You know I'm this, you know. It's more like, hey man, the South got something to say, but it's like it's in my head. It's like you feel me? I got something to say,
Yeah.
and I ain't got to say it to you. So I'm gonna go ahead in this studio. And then there was the other side to it of releasing the music and doing shows. That's the part I didn't want to do because I'm like, bro, I already feel good. I already said the words. I already let it out. Now it's going to turn into some other thing. So bro started signing me up for shows, and I didn't know it. Like I just felt like I had to go through with it to not go out looking sad, bro. Not go out sad, man. So yeah, my man forced me into it. Not forced me, but like he kind of put me into the in the direction of like just becoming more musically oriented and caring about it. Like he put me on like Dilla.
Right.
He put me on to um Madlib. Like he put me on to Sean Price. He put me on to all the things like really that I'm into now, bro. Like really came through and like changed my whole mental. Like I was in the group. It was called like Get Money Boys. Like this was I found that group from this book. They was running around the high school. Shout out my man Barry. He had a car. And I was like, oh shit, my man got a whip. They be going to the studio. Oh, they on. Nigga, nigga. They was just in high school. I'm like, these niggas on, man. Like, I'm going to the studio with them. And but yeah, when I got there, going to that studio, we had an argument about rap shit. And then yeah, bro, they kicked me out their group. And then the next day, the guy called me and was like, "Bro, like you got something, bro. Like you should come through more and keep recording." So that's really how it happened, bro. It's very like it's a longer story than that, but that's the short version of it. You feel me?
Right. That's crazy. And like, and I mean, you mentioned it way earlier in this conversation, but just the idea that like you've kind of had this love hate in and out type of relationship with recording and like making music, because I know like we could take it back to like the Who's World and like the Block Days and like a place and time and shit, but like the thing that really stuck out to me when I was doing my digging was I found this
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy Bebop
Yeah,
tape.
that's funny. Yeah. Yeah,
that y'all
yeah,
made. and you know, like I'm obviously like a huge bebop fan. I feel like I talk
Can I
about
smoke here?
anime a lot on here. Yeah, bro, do your
Oh,
thing.
bet. My fault. I ain't want you know.
Yeah, no. Nah, bro. The only people who's gonna see the video is the patrons. Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh, all right.
But what's it? But yeah. So like, so like you and Sonidas Tempo, put together this really cool bebop project,
Yeah.
and like, talk to me about, because I mean, like, this is like 2021 at this point. Like, you've already been making music for off and on for at least a decade,
Oh yeah.
and
So funny enough, that project is like a decade old. That
okay,
project is
okay,
old. Like he put it out
got
again.
it, got it, got it,
So
got it.
so he re-released it. Like he redid it, and he again, this is the same guy that tricked me into doing the first project, bro. Like the first, I put it to you this way: my actual music career, for the few people that probably do know me, is really just from 2009, realistically, to 2011. That's how long I
Wow.
released music. I have not released no body of work since then. Back then, I was just doing anything, bro. Like he convinced me to do that, and I ain't saying it convinces and I didn't have an interest. I had an interest in rapping. I didn't know a whole lot about. I knew about it as I was around him because he was like, in the anime. That's like I said, this like 2009. He on like, I don't know, watching like Full Metal Alchemist or whatever. I don't even want. I know that's crazy to people sometimes, like the plights of the stories and how potent the shows are and all that. So I don't want to put them on for watching nothing crazy because I don't know the magnitude of the shows. But I used to see like Full Metal Alchemist and shit like that on his TV, or like he'd be putting me on to some shit that I never even heard of. But he was on like Samurai Champloo. That's not necessarily like that, but he was on that realm of stuff. And like he's an animator now. He created his own joint. It's called Allure. It's
That's
really
dope.
cool. Like he's been working on things since I met him. Like I probably caught him at the tail end of him fucking with rap. And then like after he finished, after we finished creating together, he was on that. And yeah, but that project is his idea. That was his idea, and he just wanted me to like write it. And that was done in one
Yeah,
night.
24 hours, so dope.
Literally like 24 hours, bro. I just sat there and kept writing. And like I said, he's explaining it to me as I'm writing. I don't even know about it at the time. He's just like, all right, you got it on the screen. I said, just let it run. And like, let me just get a feel for what's going on. And then I kind of just started to like write what I was seeing. You know what I mean? Like, it don't take, that's the good thing about the anime shows. It's like, outside of visual, they always have like a strong plot or like a strong life lesson, right? Or some kind of lesson in there. So I was just really, like I said, just watching it, and like I would like fact check with him, like, bro, am I even saying this right? Like he was really teaching me and giving me an assignment, and like yeah, he kind of just allowed me to just, like I said, be creative in that way. Like he kind of challenged me to it. Like, you want to make something conceptual? I couldn't think of nothing. He had that idea. Yeah, that was like one night of writing, bro. It was actually kind of crazy. I was mentally exhausted for sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, like that's because I mean, like people who pull that, like, yeah, we made this in 3 days. I made this in a week. Like, yeah, like that's energy and time, and like you're really
Man,
putting
bro
your all in
almost
this.
made beats in one night. Not even me just rapping.
Like,
Like
see,
that's from not existing to existing. Like
right?
not existing the night before to existing the day after.
That's nuts,
Like
son.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
no, no, that shit is
that's
crazy.
like, yeah, that was like, so like I said, that project was like, I made that when I was maybe like 16, maybe like 16 years old, I think. Maybe like 16 or 17, one of the two. But yeah, he probably redid it and put it out again. That's my man though. He got a lot of stuff, bro. A lot of work. It's a very like,
Shout out.
it's a very pivotal person in my thing. You know what I mean? My career.
No. Shout out to bro, because I mean, like we wouldn't have you if he didn't
Really?
if he didn't
Yeah.
work at
Or,
it.
or maybe not me as I am. Maybe I've been in something
Right.
else, like musically or whatever. But bro really turned me up on the fact that it's different perspectives than just like the gangster stuff. And like I wasn't no gangster, but that's all that's around mostly. Lord,
Right.
all I,
Yeah.
but then I'm hearing the gangster music, but then I'm hearing don't do this, don't do this. So I'm like, well, what do I do with it? Can I talk about it? Can I say like what I saw from the seat as a kid in the passenger seat, or
Right.
I ain't gonna, you ain't gotta implicate nobody to tell your story. You feel what I'm saying? And like that's
Hmm.
kind of how it started going, bro. Like I started pulling up on that man all the time. Like every day after school, I was lying to go over there. I was lying, coming from school saying I was going to go do something else. I was at the studio, and I hit it. My parents didn't know I made music until like a long time after. Like I was just coming home
Mm.
and saying I was doing other stuff. But like I don't even think my parents knew I made music when I made that. It took them maybe like 3, 4 projects. I made all my stuff in like a year. I made 5 projects in like a year with bro. And it took me all the way to the end of that cycle with him to tell my folks I was making music. And then yeah,
Wow.
like yeah, I was hiding it because I was like, this is not me. This is something I like to do. I still hide it to this day. If you don't
Hmm.
ask me if I make music, I won't tell you because I don't really live by it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's really
But the thing that's so fascinating to me now is that, like, I mean, like your music's dope. I don't think you need me to tell you that, but like your music's dope. But on top of that, you kind of fulfilled Son's prophecy because you also went into visual art in your own way. Like, yeah, like you are a
yeah,
visual artist. Like you've had shows, you've had
yeah.
exhibits, you made the donuts, you remix cartoon characters and do them up in like big portraits that get framed and put on walls and sold as art. Like you kind of like that's one of the things that really struck me about you when we first met, and we really like I really started to get to know you on some shit. Like like you have one foot in rap and one foot in this like very particular kind of
Mhm.
visual art. And I'm always curious about people, and you produce. So like that's like three different, like you got 2 feet and a hand in three different things. So like I'm always curious about whether or not those things inspire each other. Like, does the way you approach rap inspire the way you make art? Does the way you make art inspire the way you produce? Like, are those things in conversation, or are they kind of in their own blocks
It's
at
all
all times?
concurrent. It's all concurrent. Like one begets the other. Like the thing is, even with like that part, I didn't start really like I've painted before, I guess, drawing and stuff like that. It's what I wanted to do uh as a kid. Like I would be listening to that music, but like I wanted to be like I was reading like Dr. Seuss books and like maybe that's where the rhyme thing come from. I was like binge reading my Dr. Seuss books because like as I read them and got better, my grandma, whoever hit me read, would be like, "You getting so good." So I'm like, "Let me read it again." And it's rhymes though, dial tones on the phone, the melodies and the dial tones. Like that's really the level that I think of music on. Not really like, like let me go make a song or like I've been a part of people making a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But not till recently. Like I said, like I want to do something new, and recently being like maybe like the last 4 years of me being up here. Like I was staying in a crib on Bleecker Street, and the guys in there, I don't know what they did. They was musicians. Like I knew them before they rolled out the crib. We ended up being able to take over the crib, and they left some canvases, and yeah, I just was drawing on it a little bit, and I had like some chalk and some other random stuff, and I started like just bullshitting around. And my girl had got me some paint for my birthday, and like I just wanted to make use of the gift because I was like, this is a very thoughtful gift, like getting someone paint, right? Because she got it because she saw the interest, like I guess how I was approaching the canvas. I was just kind of just sitting there, bro, and then Yeah, once I opened that paint that she got me, bro, it was kind of up. Like when I went and bought the first tube of paint outside of the gift that she bought me, I already knew. I was like, yeah, this is about to be a whole new thing in my life. Like, cause I can't just do things.
Hmm.
Like sometimes I don't. That's why I say I don't feel like music is my calling. I feel like music is just something that I do. It's just something that like I maybe learn to do. I don't know if it's a natural skill. I just know that like my brain likes new challenges and I like to see things through, right? And sometimes my gripe with people is that like, or in reverse with me is that, you know, it's like why don't you do this more? Like why don't you put more out there? Why don't you, you know? It's because I said like I like creating. I never said I like doing the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? To this day, I'll do it. You know, now I've learned to do it and adjust, but it's still a part of me that just likes to do things. Like it's no rhyme or reason. It's no like intricate
Yeah.
story. I mean, like the things that I paint about maybe have like intricate stories to them, like you know the cartoons and stuff. Because I was, if you see the cover of the project, that's like a somewhat self portrait of myself, and that's like a iteration of my grandma's TV
Right.
and where I used to sit at and watch the TV. And even that is like that's the kind of stuff that like drives my art. You know, just the stuff that I can remember being exposed to. I don't even know if it's always particular to cartoons. I just like cartoons. I like how they look. I like how I like how the room feel when a
Yeah.
cartoon is on
Same.
the TV and then make the room feel different. Make it feel a little more lighter. You know what I'm saying? It's not so, and they still have messages. Cartoons have messages,
Yeah.
probably just as like the real world.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And so, yeah, I guess it's like the way people say like
Yeah.
it's a way for me to stay connected to my youth. You know, not my childhood per se, but that that younger part of you that's always hungry and like driven to learn and like you know, as you get older,
Yeah.
you start feeling burnt out. But I really think if you got enough fuel when you cross that 30 line, like you'll keep going. You know what I'm saying? If you don't figure that out before you turn 30, though,
Yep.
you're going to have a hard time
Like
figuring it
that.
out because being 30 and doing anything other than something serious in this world, something that's actually paying the bills, just makes you look and feel crazy. You know, it make you look crazy because we know you feel crazy. But
Yeah.
we in that day and age where not a lot of that don't matter. Like
Yeah.
you can really just come up. Like you can be, you know, you can be 30 something and creative. You can be they like the what is it like unk and all of that shit, man. Like I don't all that unk shit. Like y'all niggas will be unk in 5 years, bro. And then when you get to unk in 5 years, you gonna be swaying you ain't unk, or you gonna be swaying that now that you there, it ain't that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to feel the same way, bro, when I was a kid and getting into this thing.
Right.
Like I was always the youngest. I was always like the youngest one a lot of times, and like I didn't have people to relate to, like maybe older people to learn from, but not a lot of peers to relate to. So as time goes on, like you know, I get to start talking to other artists and like seeing that they enjoy making music, but after a while, sometimes that's all the conversation is. Like I just be wanting to have like a different conversation. So it's like, yeah, I want to paint, I want to make a beat, you know, like even making beats. I started taking that a lot more serious in the pandemic. I
Right.
would say I've been making beats for like as long as I've been rapping, but started taking it more serious in the pandemic because I was like, yo, I need something to
Right.
take further, bro. Like I ain't saying I'm the best rapper in the world, bro. I'm saying that in my world, I did my 10,000 hours, so I'm good on my end as it pertains to me. Like I can make a curriculum for
Right.
myself creatively to get better. That's what the 10,000 hours allows you to do. Just make your own curriculum. It don't mean you the best. It don't mean you the master. It just means you get to learn on your
Yeah.
own time and learn. You feel me?
Say that, bro. Say that. Yeah, no, I feel you. And like it's crazy because you say all of this about like this not necessarily being your own path, or like at the very least, you just want to create on your own terms. And I went to go look at Chuck's Boys and Girls and see y'all's EP, or rather see
Yeah.
his EP and your features on his
Mhm.
EP, and you have songs like two of your songs have over 2 million streams on
Yeah,
Spotify,
that's crazy.
like
That's
alone.
crazy.
You know, like and like it's just crazy to think that that's like, that happened for you, and that relationship with Chuck happened and developed, and you're just kind of like, I'm chilling. Like I'll come back to it when I'm
Yeah.
ready. And before, like, and I mean, like you just explained yourself, so like I get it, but like I love the contrast. Like the contrast is interesting to me, and I always got respect for people who just move
Yeah.
about it however they want to do it and just come to it when
Yeah.
they're ready. But before we get to public access television, I wanted to touch a tiny bit on you and
Mhm.
Chuck's relationship, because like y'all have worked together a
Mhm.
ton. He's put you on his last two projects in some pretty yeah. So like just like talk to me about where that came from, where the working relationship started.
Um,
You know.
yeah, man, for sure, bro. Like that was honestly, I'm gonna be 100% with you, bro. It was a case of me being how I am, I guess. And Unc was visiting New York, and so he was over at the crib, and he was just making runs. I actually met Sage and Chuck the same day, but at
Word.
different times, because I was running around with Unc. So
Yeah. Shout out to Ankh, by the way. We
yeah,
love
man, shout
we
out,
love John.
bro. Like that's how that happened. I did like a a, a hoodie for him and Navy Blue, for John and Navy Blue's joint, like on some merch shit. And like that kind of led to us building. Like we was already building, but like when he come to New York, like he was checking in more, and like we just tap in and like And one day he's just like, "Bro, you gotta get out the house, bro." I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good in the house. You feel me? Really?" I'm like, "V, bro, I'm good at the crib, bro." He was like, "Nah, bro, you gotta move around with me today, bro. Just today." So I was like, "You know what, bro? You put it just today. I move around with you, bro." So first stop, went to Sage crib for a minute, and Navy Blue. You know what I mean? And we was chopping it over there. I got to chop it with him in his living room for a second. Then and then I start seeing Sage out more. But I always see Sage in passing. It's always love. Like,
Yeah.
but John is how I formally like. I met Sage in his own space, so it was really good. Like, really good energy. You know what I mean? And and eventually I think I was able to give him the prototype of the hoodie that I had made for them. So yeah, me and Sage was building like just over time. But when in the same day when he introduced me to Chuck, that shit is crazy because you know somehow some way me and Chuck, like John was writing to something, he was writing to a couple things, and me and Chuck end up making like the same beat, but we ain't know each other, bro. Like it, John was writing around the crib, and he was writing to what I made, but he was also writing to what Chuck did. But when we go to the studio, um, yeah, he John was recording, and I'm like, I didn't make this part. I didn't use this, or I don't remember him writing to this part, but it was Chuck's beat, right? But I'm not at the time. I'm really just like there. I'm not really putting two and two together. I'm like, oh shit, hold on, it's the same joint. So, I mean, me and Chuck relationship really just started because, like, he and there, I'm listening to that beat, and I'm like, yo, I tell him, I'm like, yo, I might have flipped this. I think we just flipped the same jump for bro because I mean he had his MP and all that in there, so we talking about that and XYZ while John and they're recording. I guess by the time John come out, me and Chuck done talked enough, you know what I'm saying, and we end up Like I used to live like just like a block over from where that studio was. So he came through. This still like in the early stages of me like making beats and shit. And he came through to the crib. Um, like I said, probably the next day, maybe, or a couple days, somewhere up in there. And surprisingly, he asked me if I had beats. Like nobody never really asked me if I got beats. You know what I'm saying? Like I suggest beats. I send beats to people. You know, if they stick, they stick. But like, you know, he just asked me if I had beats. And the beats that I had, I wasn't like super, you know, I wasn't super sold on them myself, like to play. But I was just like, it's what I got. I'm gonna play. We made this one song, and then like, bro, after that, just nonstop. Like, and you know, bro, do a lot as far as like you know, me and him talk a lot, like how me and you talking now. You know what I'm saying? Just like career wise, or like what I'm trying to do, or what I should do. Sometimes, you know, um, yeah, bro, be having to convince me sometimes. Like, you know, I trust him, but it's like I don't know, bro. Like me and him is like we met at a weird crossroads. It's like I'm learning how to be a producer. He already know how to rap. He's becoming more of a rapper. But like I said, I never really upsold myself to Chuck as a rapper or really any. I just
Right.
I just played some beats. He probably heard some raps at some point. I can't even remember, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah, and he saw that, he saw it in you. You know, like
It,
it was, and like that's how you know
yeah,
it was genuine, because he was like, you know, it's not like you had to sell you. Like you said, you didn't sell yourself to him. You were he was just like,
yeah.
what you got,
And then but then
and you know,
he kept asking. Like it wasn't like just like a singular inquiry. Like and it's in
right.
my head. I'm like, it's kind of crazy because bro is a producer, a great producer at that. So I might have had like imposter syndrome or something. Just like producing for a good producer, a great producer. Like you get what I'm saying? It's like, what do you make? I didn't even know
Yeah.
really. Like I was telling him, like I used to listen to his joint, Luke Crib. I used to listen to that shit all the time. Like it's a bunch of, and like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, prior to that, like we know the legacy work, the pro era work. You know what I'm saying? But I was getting familiar with like him just as a rapper on his own, and like that's. But I used to always tell him like, you know, like it's crazy because I kind of saw it from like faster. Like a lot of people might see it like when he dropped. It's like, oh, this one is better than this one, or this one is an improvement from this one when it comes to the rapping. But I'm like, I'm kind of seeing it like daily, like as much as we talk. He played me and send me shit, so he really done reached that place. By the time y'all get to it, it's I ain't gonna say it's old to me, but it kind of is because he be on some whole different shit, bro. He always got shit going on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like in a good way, beats and like cooking the way he make the beats, the equipment he using, you know. And so yeah, we was just
Right.
linking like that, bro. Then he started inviting me over to the homie Trev crib, and like that's kind of how I started like getting more into the fold of just like meeting everybody. I would like anybody that would really pull up on Chuck, like I would kind of be there. Like a lot of the guys started pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And I would just see them working. Like I met like Anakin through Trev.
Shout
I
out to
mean
Frank,
not Trev through Chuck, but in Trev's space. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And,
and shout out to Trev too, by the way.
Trev,
Trev's the
you know what
best.
I'm
Yeah, man.
saying? Seafood. Um,
Live. Yeah.
like bros, really everybody. Zen. Like a lot of people, bro, was coming through,
Yeah.
and you know, I was getting familiar, even more familiar with them. Like just like just like the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy and like how they operate. And everybody was always like working. And so me just sitting there, me and Chuck just naturally picked up on even more of a groove, and yeah, bro, it got to the point where like he told me this one thing. He told me this one thing that kind of made it a lot easier for me when it comes to working with him. And maybe he knew it, I don't know, but he was like, I was like, yo, it was Sweetum Street, and we was working on Sweetum Street, and like that was like an earlier joint that we made. You know what I'm saying? Like in meeting each other, but you know when it comes to like the structure of the song, I had just made a suggestion. He was like, "Yeah, son, produce me, son," like that. But he was being funny, but he's saying like, bro, it's good. Like, make your suggestions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, produce, son. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and produce. Go ahead and produce a jump.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I bet if you saying that, then I think you should just rap the verse twice. And because I'm like, I love what you saying. You feel what I'm saying? And say it twice. It sounds like one of those things you can say it twice and it feel different. Like he would start allowing me to like kind of get, and I say allow because a lot of people don't creatively like let you into their world like that. Sometimes it's like I'll send it back to you.
Right.
Me and bro was like, "Ah, yeah, you think about this? Like we got this whole vault. We really like sent. It was a point in time where he kind of ran out of beats and I kind of ran out of beats because we had like sent them all to each other. So it was like he had moved out to LA, so he had to like build his stash of beats back up. I was building my stash of beats back up, bro. Like this is after like binge recording for years, really, like years, because I met bro in like 21, like May of 21. By the end of that year, we already had mad music. You know, I saw bro like really like I guess in his period of going from you know, or I would say becoming more of a complete artist, like in terms of like rapping, it's getting crazier. The beats already crazy, like you know.
Yeah.
My favorite shit is him on his own beats. It's not even always, you know, him on my beats. You know, but it's I guess it's that kind of like appreciation for the work, you know, that like allow us to keep going. And sometimes like I be telling bro, like, bro, I don't still tell him like I don't he give me you know, I be getting my shit off sometimes, bro, because I be like, yo, I don't it's not clicking for me. Like the music world just don't always click for me. Like but he kinda, you know, make it make sense sometimes. You feel me? A lot of times. I ain't gonna say
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, a lot of
Yeah.
times. And it ain't really like a conflict thing or nothing like that. It just be like, yo, he'll give me a suggestion. And it ain't like, yo, do this. It's more like, you know, this might work for you. Like when I was in the infancy of my thing, like that's how he, you know, when he was early on, probably like Consumers Park, like give me like a lot of game about like, you know, like what he was doing at that time, or like just the perspective that went into the work, how he felt mentally. The shit that's more than like I guess just so what, how much money you make from it. It's like we don't even have
Right. Yeah.
conversations. It'd be more like you know, like what you was on when you did that. Like what was your mind at really? Because that might be more valuable than what you made from it. Fuck what you made from it. Like
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Way more
the
important. Way more
story, like
valuable.
that
Yeah.
made you. It made money too, maybe some money, but it made you. So I want to really know about that. So we build on that
There
level.
you go.
You know what I mean? And bro, like I said, I could go on forever, bro. Like he give me creative control over stuff. You know, to give me songs. Like if it's songs that
Yeah.
we make, it's always like a easy. Like it's never like, oh, that's my song, or it's like, I bet take it. Like we'll make another one. You know, take that beat. I mean, you know,
Right.
I sent bro some crazy shit.
Right.
Like his, hey, all I'm gonna say is this, bro. Like even his new shit is crazy. I heard it already. It's crazy. It's fucking super
Hey man.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's more
And
musical.
hey,
He getting super. he added musicality, he added a lot of like maturity into what he's doing. So it's like I listened to his album while I was making my album. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was great. It was like it's like a great like it's like one of those like if you're an artist or a rapper like it'll definitely get you in that like I want to get in the studio. Like I want to go get in the studio. Like these great just some great stories, great perspectives. And then bruh's like funny. Like me and bro spend more time laughing at the most random dumbest shit, bro. Like this saxophone shit that's going on, or like the sax meme where they wilding out from the what they say like when you hear the saxes and all that shit, bro. We were just
yeah, no, you're about to get shot or whatever, or something bad's gonna happen. Yeah, like the Boys in the Hood shit. Like that's what happens before Ricky gets popped. Yeah, exactly.
Like we were just talking about all that, and then like we see it online, and then like shit like that, and it ain't like it came from us. It's more like, bro, ain't that crazy, bro? Like it's really just like validity to what we be like discussing, like as far as like point of view or like the shit that people cerebrally find funny that they didn't.
Yeah, your mind was in the right place. It's just right place, right time.
Like
coincidence.
Bro, like, I was telling him because I was like, bro, it's two things, bro. I be on some movie magic, TV magic shit lately. Like, how the fuck, bro, that leaned out the car that shot Ricky, how he had buckshots that grouped from that far away. They did not spread. The buckshots stayed grouped and concentrated and hit him up and lower. But he's like 50 yards away. I'm not saying that's impossible, bro, but how Cuba Gooding Jr. ain't get hit, bro?
Yeah,
this is a buckshot.
Yeah, because you look at Ricky's back, and his back is it's like it's perfect because that's the way. Because like they had squibs on him, and they had to like hit the squibs, and like
bro, Cuba Gooding Jr. did not get hit in that alley. Is crazy, and he shot the jump twice.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like he was moving with that jump like it was a rifle, like a long rifle. I'm like, how you had that much accuracy with that sawed-off joint? That's crazy to me. From that far, from 50 yards out. So we laughing about this shit profusely, bro. Like, it was so crazy. And then we just turn around and just fucking see these memes, bro. Like, he sent me on Instagram. Like, bro, we was just laughing about this shit. But, yeah.
That's so hilarious. Yeah, nah.
Like, yeah, bro.
This is the type of shit we talk about all the time. It's just funny how life works.
Like we spend more time probably shooting the shit about that. I mean, not like when we in the studio, we in the stew, but it don't even be revolving around music the whole time, bro. Like sometimes we just laughing. Sometimes I walk in and bro got beats and like they might be halfway done, and I'd be like, bro, like let me get that. Like you like this. Yeah, let me out, see what that's talking about. Or, if I play him a beat over the FaceTime, hey, I need that, send that through. It ain't really like no, it's not like it's not a competition. It's not like one up. It's just more like, I got this, you got that. Sometimes if I don't got beats, he got beats. It's like weed almost. Like both, if you got it, we both got it. If I got it, we both got it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. We both got it. We both got it. So that's kind of how we rock out, bro, and have been. Like, you feel me? That's kind of how it's been going. And so, I told him, dog. I told him like a lot of the shit, like a lot of me working with him, put me back in my zone to work too. You know what I'm saying? Being in proximity of it or seeing somebody on their journey, it's tight. I mean, I got my own journey too, but like it's motivating. You know what I'm saying? Right. Definitely motivating. So
word. Yeah, and I just want to say shout out to Chuck. I had him on. He's he's an alum of the pod. That's the homie. We love Chuck. He's great people, great rapper, great producer. I just went back to it for Forsaken Lover's Plea and Boys and Girls Club not too long ago. Yeah, he's always been solid, and I'm just like, and like once again, just really cool to see the way you two gel. Like even just those 3 songs that are out publicly are just like really dope songs. Like the one you produced for Forsaken Lovers Please, one of like the four I go back to
Yeah,
real often. And like y'all's chemistry,
yeah, that
it just hits, you
yeah
know.
that
So
one
yeah, shout out to Chuck,
that's
man.
crazy.
Hope
Even
he's doing all right.
Forsaken Lovers Plea, that one was crazy too. Like that one, that's one of those moments where like bro showed up. You know, we were talking for a minute, and it was like I think I was like, yeah, I might have even been painting, and we was just talking while I was painting, and like he said something to me, and then I really was just like, I got something for you, like you know, it's like a unfortunate event that you know was going on at the time that you know his side, but you know
Mm,
he still was willing to work. You know, I was more like, damn, bro, like you know, if you need to chill, if you don't need, you know, if you don't want to work, you don't. He was like, nah, son, like let's cook up, bro. Let's cook up. I said, if you want to cook up, though, I think I got something for you. And I went, I played him that jump, and bro, laid
mm-hmm.
that shit was like an hour. He just wrote, like he just wrote it. I don't even know if it was an hour, bro. I just know the song was done that night. Cause then after he finished out, he was like, nah, that's crazy. Like, bro, you got. I was like, that. I was like, I mean, well, what else I'm gonna do, man? I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
if we on that, then I'm gonna do what I gotta do too. We made that shit in like a little tree house at my old crib, bro. Little small ass little loft. Made like a bunch of his music in there, a bunch of my music in there
Word.
too. You know, that shit was crazy, bro. Super crazy.
Man, I love it. I wanna before we wrap, I wanna touch on public access television and how this came together, because I'm just like considering your relationship with music and how you're constantly creating, making for yourself, and not necessarily feeling tethered to, you know, like the
Mhm.
apparatus and the outside world fully. But you know, like you, so I mean, like this project, just to put it into context, you produced, I'd probably say about 80% of the beats, you mixed and mastered it
Yeah,
yourself, you did the cover art. And of course you were talking before about this being like your grandma's TV, and you getting like
yeah,
a specific angle of you watching a specific thing, like just like the framing device of public access television. Like people, you know, like it's a little less prevalent now than it
yeah,
was, you know, like even like
yeah.
15, 20 years ago,
That
because like the
experience
internet exists.
down in a
But
sense,
like,
in a way.
but yeah, yeah, totally, yeah. But why was public access television like the framing device through which you wanted to present your first album
Because
and who knows how many
that was
years later?
like the formatting of what I watched. Literally, that was like the formatting. Like you watch, you ain't have no control over it back then. Like you couldn't control the TV back then. You can control the channel, but you can only control the channel, not like which.
Right. Yeah, there was no
And so
DVR.
you know,
Yeah.
these joints they showing like well, yeah, like PBS they showing like Bob Ross and like Barney, Gullah Gullah Island. I don't know if it came on there. Like what else they showing? Mr. Rogers Neighborhood. Like you really just like at school at home. Like if I was like staying home from school or even on the weekends, like I was like a super PBS kid, TV kid, like watching TV, watching cartoons, making up situations with my toys, or like, you know, I have like this weird, like I ain't gonna say weird, but like I always wanted to like drive trains. That's like the one thing I really want to do in my life. Like I want to be a train operator. But like all these things is happening. That's another reason why I like New York, because of the trains. I'm like a train fanatic too. But like, you know, not like some graffiti backpack, but I
Wow.
really genuinely just like trains since I was a kid. So like I had all these little train sets and TV, and like I wasn't in control of everything, but like the stuff that I was presented and how they presented it, it was kind of like this is how you should be, like as a person, be friendly. Like it was a lot of what you call the inflections in the voices when they talking, and a lot of like like this and like this. And you really like really taking this shit in.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
like you really just stuck. I know I was just like so this is how you should be. Okay. Like rhymes and this and this. So I really like, I was like a imagination kid, bro. Like I was allowed to do all kinds of shit as a kid, bro. Like not crazy shit, but I knew that what I was doing was like safe as a kid. Like I wasn't out doing shit to get me in trouble, so I would just go super crazy, like being creative and like just figuring out ways to keep stuff interesting. So like that's what all of that, like me watching that TV and sitting there, all of this stuff is going on in this space. Sometimes I'm watching it, sometimes I'm not, but I'm hearing it constantly, and it's just show after show. And sometimes you miss it, and it's like sometimes it's sporadic, sometimes it's like depending on what you was watching, bro. And so that's how that you know
Right.
kind of I was kind of in that mode, bro, when I was writing, like just thinking of movies and TV and formatting, like all concurrently, bro. Like I think of everything at one time, so I have to like act on it at one time. Like this, this joint right here, the reason, like I didn't even do everything on it to say like I did everything on it. Like I never mixed or mastered nothing in my life. I never produced really a super long body of work for myself in my life. Like these is all things I've never done for myself as long as I've been making music. I've done them for other people. I've worked on mad albums for people, like a lot of people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, this joint was more like me just getting back to it just in a real basic form. Like I'm not trying to rap your head off. I'm not trying to tell you to go be nothing. I'm not trying to tell you, you know,
Right.
talk like me, walk like me. And it's really just a long, just one long-winded segment that's like it's no definitive beginning or
Mm.
end because this thing runs every day the same way. So that's kind of how I looked at it when I made it.
Yeah, and it fits the structure, cause cause I mean, you're just kind of talking about your life. Like to me, like I sent it to you right before we hopped on. 2 a.m. is my favorite song on this project. I love the beat. I love John's verse. I love your
Yeah,
verse, and just like
yeah,
the way that you talk about, like there's a section in the song where you talk about like wanting to put people on game and keep
mm,
them and just like recognizing yourself in other people, maybe younger people or somebody that you just met or whatever, but like
yeah,
recognizing something from yourself and somebody else and wanting to push somebody toward a
yeah,
different path and just kind of just like that, very like that's so like personal and like that's like salt of the earth shit, like
yeah,
very
yeah,
very like salt of the earth, like I'm just here, like a rat in the maze, squirrel trying to get a nut type shit.
yeah,
And every single song is just like a little, it's like this is like a slice of life album. I don't really think
yeah,
of, it's so rare that I find like a rap album these days that feels like a slice of life in
yeah,
terms of like, I don't want to say people are performing because it's not about being performative. It's just like you really just feel like with you more than a lot of people I could think of, it just feels like here you go.
yeah,
Like there's no artifice, there's no other, I mean, like even just the public, even the public access TV part of it is just like it's like the most bare bones framing of like this is my life, this is what
yeah,
I'm thinking, this is what I've been through.
yeah,
And like that's, and like it just it feeds into everything you are and your ethos, and it just makes sense.
yeah,
Like it really is a type of thing that like even just the way you splice in the interludes from the movies and the TV shows, and like like you really do make it feel like the thing that's just on TV while you're making dinner or
yeah,
like working on something else or
yeah,
feeding the cat or whatever.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's you like you really nailed that. You nailed that at home, taking this in the background, but if you listen to it or watch it properly, there's like a nugget or two
yeah.
for you to take away from, you really nailed that kind of, um I don't know what word I want to use, but it's just very like it's just it's like omnipresence.
Yeah.
It's just there, you know. Like it's not making a big deal about itself,
Yeah.
but it's just there, and that's you.
Yeah.
Like you're not making a big deal about yourself,
Yeah.
but you're there and you're capable and you got it.
Yeah.
But only if people care. You know, you're not putting it in people's face, but it's like
yeah. I think
yeah.
that's a very like, you know, that shit is in my mind a lot, bro. Like a lot, like I don't know, bro. A lot of people, I don't know, bro. To me, you know, you don't have to. You can clock out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta be in character all day, my bro. Like that's why I can't really subscribe fully because I feel like this shit just lock you into a character to the point where you know you don't clock out of making music. Like that's probably my own. I will clock out of making music, bro, and I really. It's not nonchalantness. It's how it should be. It's really how it should be, bro. Like once you become like a, and we ain't talking like no stage name. We talking like once you start to, you know, embody this thing, which it is to be embodied. Like I got mad respect for this shit. Like I do. I'm a student of it, bro. But I didn't like going to class. I don't always like this. Like look at it. I mean, just look at the climate of it, you know? Like we in a time where like everything is kind of like playlisty and fast happening. And it's like, you know, dropping constantly, like a lot of dropping, and I'm all for it. Get your paper, you know what I'm saying? But like that's just not how I do things. I can't do it that way, like, because this shit is really like my life, so I can't just like make up shit. I ain't saying everybody else is making up shit, because there's people that really put this shit down fast, and I'd be impressed, and I know it's facts because I know them. But I'm also saying like for me, yeah, I probably started working on this album this time last year. You know what I'm saying? Like again, working with Chuck and getting back in the zone of like, it took me a few albums to make this joint. You know, like I made two or
Yeah.
three projects. I got a little short mixtape with Chuck that he produced that I put together. I got a whole nother mixtape or whatever you want to call it. It's really just work, but it's the same kind of structure of this album, except it's more jazz driven. You get what I'm saying? Or more like
Cool.
it's the same kind of play out. Where it's like one day I do want to drop this joint, and
Yeah.
I was gonna put that out, but then I was like, man, I kind of just want to make something completely like up to date with how I feel and where I'm at with it, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Shit weighs on your spirit. Yeah,
yeah, you
totally.
know, like you wanna.
Yeah.
I don't want to be just rapping just for the fuck of it, bro. Like this is people's life. Like I was just having the talk of like, yo, if you want to appreciate somebody these days, right? Like even putting it on Bandcamp and shit like that, bro. I really don't even care to put it on there. I would rather do it exactly how it was done back when I was doing it at first, where you had to come to the studio with your CD, or if you had a little more paper, or USBs was a little more expensive back then. But if you ain't had one of those two things, you wasn't even leaving with your music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like a,
Right.
I'm not like, and I know it's like a big streaming and DSPs and all that, you know, that goes on, and that's cool. Like that's cool. But another thing is like if you support artists, bruh, like, cause I support artists. You feel me? And I can go and show you mad at the homies vinyls that I got. But I'm saying like, if I
Same.
support you, the last thing I'm gonna tell you to do is go rob yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or put you in a position where you gotta rob yourself for me to enjoy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta listen to my song 2,000 times to give me $20. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Not even.
you don't even get that, barely that. So it's like if you
Yeah.
gonna do these things and hog up the airwaves and decide to make music and things like that, you know, make what's true to you. You feel me? That's what I did. But then it's like don't be afraid to like make your sound. You feel what I'm saying? Like we know the popular sound, a lot of sounds is like
Yeah.
sample driven and but it's a lot more going on. Like we like yeah, let's like let's act like we students of these things that we say we are. Like because these guys they wasn't
Word.
just remaking other niggas shit. They was really innovating like all that early Mad Lib shit, that quad shit, that Doom shit. Take the face value and aesthetic off of it. Like back then, that shit was really niche. Like really niche. Like when I met my man and you listening to Orange Root Flower or Power, all that shit, got all the volumes of the herbs and the beats and all the craziest shit. I'm like, bro, like this is crazy. I never seen this shit before. I never knew rappers could be novelty. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I think that
Yeah.
novelty comes from doing what you want, not doing what you are told. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no novelty
Easy.
in
Easy.
going along with the get along. That's what everybody doing, you know? But take a chance on yourself. Stop dropping so much music. See how long, see what'll happen. Like realistically, like I said, a lot of people don't know, bro. Like I just been coast. I ain't gonna say coasting, but man, my last shit was in like 2011, bro. Like I even made like a Dilla tribute. That shit almost got me sued, bro. Like everything that I tried to do
Hmm.
was like not working when I tried to take it serious. So as it pertains to this music now and this album, yeah, it's full of seeing people like doing drugs. It's full of seeing people passed out in the streets. It's full of, it's like that perspective. And that's like my whole damn near writing style sometimes. It's like Purnell on the steps with Kane, telling him right or wrong. Or maybe telling him it was right for the circumstance,
Mm-hmm.
but this is wrong overall. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, like I don't make necessarily like street music. It is alternative, all that shit that people want to say, but like you really gotta listen, bro, because I really come from that environment. Like, and sometimes I'm just like, yeah, bro,
Yeah.
like everybody that come from that environment don't want to just lash out crazy. Some of us want to articulate the story a little better. Some of us want to articulate the story because some people haven't come around to being able to articulate it yet. Some people ain't found themselves yet. Some people is still in a mentality, but that's really what this thing is for. It's not even to be I really like I could really care less what it does. I'm gonna be 100% honest, bro, because like I said, this is more like me just turning my mic on. Instead of me going to the stew, I went out and bought all the equipment. I did not leave my room to make this shit. Like I mixed this shit probably like 60 some times, and it's still not the best it can be. It was
Mm-hmm.
just the best that I could do at the time, and I'm happy with it. The goal ain't to
Right.
be the best. Like when people, like when you was asking me earlier, like that's my thoughts running concurrently. That's how I was like, yo, I can only make music if I can do everything. And I don't mean like selfishly. I mean like I need to occupy myself, and I can't be sending shit out waiting for it to come back. I need to be able to profusely get up at night
Word.
and trip out with this shit, or go crazy and not be on somebody else's time. I wanted to go crazy on my own time. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. Like that's that in a nutshell. I mean, like as far as the bones of the project and like why I even come to be in the first place, bro. Just fucking with Chuck, fucking with all the artists. And people always saying like, yeah, bro, like you need to
Yeah.
do something. You need a body of work. Nobody really has never heard of work from me that
And
I
here.
really did myself, like from the ground up. So I just wanted to,
Right. And here
you
it
know what I'm
is.
saying? Ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. You feel me?
So,
It ain't that bad.
um, before I ask you my last, this has been crazy. I love this, by the way. I like I wish we
Yeah.
could talk for like 4 more hours, but I got one of. But before I ask my last question, I forgot to shout somebody out on the track list whose name I haven't seen get put on a project like this for a while. Shout out to my man Drew Dave, who is like, son, like I covered when I used to write at DJ booth. I had a
Mm-hmm.
column called the Lo-Fi Snack Pack, where I like covered, like lo-fi means it was well intentioned. I don't necessarily subscribe to the whole lo-fi bullshit anymore, but like I found his project. I forget which one it was. I could see the cover in my head, but it was on Audio Mac, and I wrote about it. And he reached out and thanked me, and we stayed connected. And I've been a fan of his beats. I know he did like a whole thing at the Kennedy Center with Ninth Wonder. He did some beat camp thing that was super dope. But yeah, just
Bro,
he's nasty with the beats. People
hey,
don't know
let
about
me
him, and
let me
people should know
let,
more
let
about
me
Drew.
say it
So
myself
just
real
shout out to
quick,
Drew.
bro. Like
You know,
I told him, like
yeah.
like he had to be a part of this, cause like I know about even before, like you know, this is my man, bro. Like he been seeing me over the years. You know what I mean? Like just get better as an artist, and like he helped me. He helped me structure some joints like on the other project I had. Like he's a very like hands-on producer. So like whatever you need, if you need to change a beat or this or that, like the beat, like this beat that's on here is actually from 2018 pack that he sent me. He sent me a whole new folder, and like I just got so into it that like it triggered me to even go back and see what more he sent me. And then like it kind of came down to me making a couple joints, and the one that ended up on the project, that was the one that felt the most honest, like to what was going on as far as like directly. And like we got a lot of mutuals. Like, yeah, man, I've been fucking with Drew Dave since he was soulful back in the day. Like you feel me? Like
Hey,
I've been fucking with his music for that long, bro. And not even just him, bro. All the other producers, like I said, my man Senator's Tempo, bro. My man AB, the producer. A lot of
yeah.
these guys, Kev Brown,
Shout out to
Don
Kev
Moody.
Brown, man. Jesus. Yeah, you're really
Yeah,
throwing it
bro.
back.
A lot of these guys, like just from back home, producers where like this sound is also back at home, and like I learned my swing from watching a lot of these guys, bro, and like some of them, like my man Uptown XO, Diamond District,
Yep.
Odyssey, White,
Yeah, shout
like
out to all of Diamond District, man. The
yeah, bro, like
the Sorry to cut you off. The Drew Dave album I was thinking of was Focused, and on that cover he's buying a copy of Diamond in the Rough by Diamond District. So yeah, that's the
and
one.
like yeah, bro. Yeah, then on like, come on, bro. Then yeah, man, like that's a whole different conversation. That album, Diamond District, like, bro, that's like my favorite album from the area. Like that shit got like Duncan Twan, well, DTMD. I don't know if they was even producing the joints together. Maybe Dunk was producing some joints. Like, bro, people gotta revisit that album. That is
That
like a
album's crazy.
very, very pivotal album. Like off the late night,
Yeah.
Streets Won't Let Me
Streets Won't Let Me
Chill.
Chill. There we go. Yeah, yeah,
Bro, that is top 10 albums in history.
yeah.
Like
That
in
album's
history.
crazy.
You feel me?
See, like I was saying before, when I make playlists when I go places, I went to DC over the summer, and some of the first shit I was listening to was Diamond District stuff. I was listening to like Diamond District and Uncle John, like quarter of the trip, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah, it was like them, Jay Chino, and fucking Nino Pade, like my whole trip
Yeah.
down there, damn near.
Me and Unc sit and do the history all the time, bro. Like it's so much history. Like, yeah, bro. This shit is like I know bro got his like he got a whole different wave now. But like I said, back then in them days, bro, was shit was just a lot more local and smaller and like niche, I would say. Like that's why I seen a lot of people like get they start. You know what I'm saying? Like realistically,
Mhm.
I started in like '08, '09. I was late in my book, but yeah, man, I got to see like Uncle John before even he's rapping on this. Like he always been a crazy rapper. Like I met him at I met Uncle John even originally on the way to what Kilo Letitia event. Like she had a Kilo was having an event and John was going and I was going and that's how I met him. And this shit is like probably 10 plus years ago. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, once I started producing, get more into it and finding out just more what's going on, I sent beats to him, and like yeah, so that world is very like a lot of people mentored each other, you know, like it's like that, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that sound, like I'm gonna say it like we do come from like a musical. It's like go go, but it's not really known for the level of hip hop the way it should be. Cause this shit been going on for a very long time. Like niggas been making crazy
Cool.
music, and
Most of
like I
them are
said,
just
people can
lost.
go and see. You feel me? For themselves.
I only got one more question.
Hmm. It might have cut out,
Oops.
but yeah, I got you. I got you.
No. No. You're all good. This is just like, yeah. I just had to show love to the homie because I'm just always happy to see him thriving.
Yeah,
But
the bro for real,
but
man. Shout out Drew Dave,
yeah,
bro.
for sure, man. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we could go like I know we could go for like another 4 hours. But my last question to wrap this up
For sure.
is Obi, if your life was a movie, what would it be about?
Me.
Yeah,
That's what it'll be about. It'll be about me, man.
yeah,
It wouldn't be about it. I don't even know. Like I just, I just know my life. Like sometimes I feel like my life is a movie right now, bro. Like it's a million other things I could tell you, and yeah, bro, it gets crazy. Like we gonna definitely have to part two this thing, but like it gets crazy, bro, on some whole different levels. So yeah, I'm gonna just say, if I made a movie about me, it would really be about me and not like me in the third person, me from the first person. Like I would probably shoot
right.
from the front of my head, looking outwards. I wouldn't even shoot
Hmm.
looking at me. It would be shot with the blinking and all of that shit. You feel me? I would try to
Mm-hmm.
get it as first person as possible so you could really feel where I'm going with it, or see it for yourself. I don't want you to see me going through shit. I want you to see what I see when I'm going through shit. That's how my movie will be
Right.
on some Mac
Word.
shit.
Yeah, no, on some hardcore Henry shit. I love it. That's
Feel
great.
me? Straight
That's
RPG, like just straight first person. Like, hey man,
super tough.
you feel me? That's it right there.
Yeah, damn. I don't know that I could have asked for a better season premiere, man. Just like what a we really went for a smooth 2 hours. That shit is crazy.
Dang,
um,
that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's fine.
yo,
I'm glad to be a part of it, bro. Like I said, man, long overdue. I
yeah, truly.
If I ain't running to you in that split second, bro, it might not even be happening at this moment. So it just goes to show you, man, like little small things they add up. Little,
Yeah,
hey, one one big situation is just a compilation of like a bunch of small situations, you know. So,
word.
can't so that's why I said, bro. I always knew like when we run into each other, it'll happen. But I also know that like I gotta give something to the world first, and that's what happens. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You put your information
That's
out
exactly.
the right way. Cause I could tell, bro, I could have just popped up out here like, oh yeah, it does. Nah, bro. We're gonna sit down. I'm gonna drop the joint and I'm gonna send it to you. You one of the first people that got it outside of the guys that's on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said,
It means a lot, man. Truly.
yeah, man. And like I think even the version that I sent you, I don't even know if Drew Dave joined us on that version. It might be or might not be, but I know it's on that. I know it's on the. Like that's how many. That's how fast I was. Like I just profusely mixing and like.
Right.
Hey, so I'm
Yeah,
glad that you found that. I'm glad that stood out to you. That stood out to me. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate it.
for sure.
I'm like, man, damn, bro. Like I'm so glad you just said bro name, and I would have shouted him out anyways. But like, it's that's like seeing your man's in the wild. Like you feel what I'm saying?
Big
In
time.
like another country or
Big time.
something. Like, hey bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Harold and Kumar, Neil Patrick Harris type shit. You see he
Yeah.
moves, like, what the fuck is you doing here, bro? So it make it even better, you know what I'm saying? Props to bro, man. Shout out to
Right.
Chuck, shout out to Aunt Animals. Um,
Shout out to Animals.
yeah,
Yeah.
man, big shout out to Animals, bro. Like I said, man, and I gotta give bro his flowers. Crazy, super crazy. Like, and man, Chuck, animals, like we chop it up often, man. And yeah, bro, them two dudes right there, like I always tell them, at least like production wise, if it's anybody else on my shit, it's gonna be y'all two or me. You feel what I'm saying? But all
Yeah.
due respect, like you feel me? That's where my favorite beats come from, you know. But I love everybody's stuff though. Don't get me wrong. Like if you send me some,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm gonna get with it. Like Drew, you feel me? But it gotta be on that level. You know what I mean? Cause that's it,
Yeah.
bro. This shit is my life. This
Yeah.
shit is our lives. It's everybody's life. So select your soundscape accordingly and wisely, and don't just be hopping on beats just to get on there. Get on that shit that makes sense, man. Like everybody bringing the 2000s back and all that shit, but I was really there. You was really there, and it ain't all the way there yet. Like I said, we still talking about
Yeah,
we still
man.
talking about direct to consumer like it's new. Nigga, this shit is old as fuck.
Right.
It started off that way. Out the trunk is not. I don't know why
Right.
we talking about this shit like it's new, man. When niggas,
Right. Everything old is new again, bro. That's just how the cycle
you
works,
know,
you know?
and but it is new to the younger like generation, which is fire. But and it's cool to get to usher that kind of stuff in with wherever it occurs. But yeah, man, like
Right.
all these guys is fucking crazy. Support them, buy their music, and like buy all independent music. Buy that shit, man. But
Yeah. That's the
it
yeah,
ain't.
nah. It's no,
Yeah,
sorry, finish it off.
it ain't even always about the money, bro. Sometimes it's just like just show people that what they doing is worth it to keep going. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Yeah.
got
The recognition
a
matters,
small
you know?
comment might keep somebody. A lot of these, niggas that's on might tell you, bro. Like if you specifically ask them, bro, what's the most minute comment, the smallest comment you could think of that took you the furthest? They probably gonna tell it. It probably came from somebody that you don't know, right? But a profound stranger or something like that. You feel me? And a lot of meet a lot
Mhm.
of profound strangers who might never even want to be in front of a camera. So, like I said, if people giving you this information, you gotta pay it forward, but you can't do things for free. And but we also, like I said, gotta treat each other shit like the same shit that we consume. If we gonna go buy other people's shit, man, I better walk in my house or in your house and see my shit in there, because you gonna walk in my house and see your shit in there. It's that simple. You feel me?
Mhm.
I ain't got to bump it every single day. You my mans, we talking. You feel me? So like that's how I feel like it should be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody to reap the
Word.
fruits of their art or they efforts to some degree. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, shout out
Yeah.
to the bros. Shout out to you, man. You feel me? I love what you do,
Oh,
bro.
man.
Like this shit is so fun.
Thank you, son.
And it's good to have conversations that lead to conversations and not just like dead end shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
That's what the
that's why
right.
that's why I flow that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, no, like, like this shit means a lot to me. It means a lot to you, and like I said, like I couldn't think of a better way to kick this off. So, like, thank you for
Yeah.
helping pop the cork on this motherfucker, man.
You already know, bro. I'm happy to be a part of it, bro. And yeah, bro, much more success, bro, and like keep this shit going, bro. Like this is it's cool to at least share a different part of your brain, and it's cool to see other people get to do the same
Thank
thing,
you, man.
bro.
Yeah,
So
like you recognizing that is everything. Like it's everything. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.